If you're here live with us, kindly give us a thumbs up. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to this very, very wonderful session, the first edition of the next chapter. If you're here with us live, please give us a thumbs up. Yeah. So, welcome and welcome every single person who has made it, uh, who has given up time and then brought themselves here to learn. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. However you have been, from wherever you must have been coming from wherever you are viewing us, welcome. You're warmly welcome. Once again, I am your host, MAO. That's Michael Abraham, and I'm going to be hosting you on this show. If you're excited to be here, kindly give a thumbs up once again, or give any of your best emojis, right? If you are excited to be here to learn and also to interact with Stella Abiodun, who, of course, is the founder of this wonderful training section. So, welcome once again. For those who are coming with that question in their minds, and that question is, why am I here, right? Why am I here? What is the next chapter all about, right? What is this session all about? What are we supposed to come and have? What are we supposed to come and gain from here? That's why I'm here. I'm here to brief you concerning what we're here to gain. And I would say, buckle up, fasten your seatbelts, get your jot pants ready, get your jotters ready, get your whatever items you use to jot down and take good notes, get them ready, and you will have a wonderful time. Again, it's going to be an insightful time. It's going to be a wonderful time. Trust me, as a person of value, you will get a lot of value, way more value than you actually anticipated. From a glance, right? The vision of today's seminar is the next chapter, right? And it's anchored on the fact that we want people to be built from inside out. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? It means whatever you are in the inside is obviously going to depict what is going to happen on the outside, right? Whatever you want to be on the outside has to start from the inside, right? So, what better way to become successful than first becoming that person that is going to be successful from the inside? If you feel me, please give me a thumbs up, right? Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I want this to be an interactive session, right? I want this to be an interactive session, right? The goal is not just to inspire people in this show, right? It's not just to inspire people, aspire to perspire, to rewire, right? That's what the lifetime will do. It's to help people become the kind of people who can build and sustain the life they desire. Put that down because that's going to be what we will be hanging on all through this training session, right? A lot of people are going to be coming, right, from different fields of endeavors, from different aspects of life where they have mastered and they've gained mastery and become a say and a name in that field. They're going to be coming and they're going to be impacting us. So I would say this thing, right? I would say make sure you get value from this, right? Every single step of the way, be asking yourself one question, right? Ask yourself one single question. What am I supposed to gain from this? We're going to be spending nothing more than, let's say, a few hours, right? But at the end of the day, from this few hours, some people are going to go with what's going to change their life for the better. And some people are just going to go like they just attended yet another event, right? The question is, who would you be, right? What kind of person would you be, right? Once again, if you're with me, please give me a thumbs up, right? So, without taking much of our time, I want you to just prepare your mind, right? We have the likes of Israel Onadari coming to talk to us. We have the likes of Stella Abiodun coming to talk to us, right? We have the likes of Helen coming to talk to us on different areas and fields. Number one, careers, on how to build your career. Number two, finance, right? How to buck up because we all know we need finance to make it in life. We all know we need finance to do anything we want to do in our lives, right? And the likes of me is going to come and talk to you about public speaking, right? How to properly talk eloquently, how to put your opinions out there and make people follow you and do whatever you want to do in order to make it in life, right? If you're excited to hear that, please just give me a thumbs up, right? So without taking much of our time, once again, welcome to this wonderful show, The Next Chapter. And as I said earlier, It's owned and founded by Stella Abiodun, a very wonderful person, an aspirational person, a very motivational person. I know you must have seen her videos one way or the other before you got here, right? Yes, we all know she has a lot of value to offer, and she brought some other people of value to bring into this place in order to impact us with value. One more thing I want to say, which is very, very important, is that this is not just going to be one and one off, right? This is going to be just one out of a series of impactful moments, a series of impactful seminars that's going to happen, right? So the question is, how is it going to be for you? Are you just going to come and then draw out of this moment and then let it go? Or are you going to be that person that will keep taking and taking until that thing eventually impacts your life, right? Whatever you gain here, know that is the tip of the iceberg, right? Once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I remain your host, MAO. That's Michael Abraham Oluwafemi. And I am welcoming you once again to this wonderful show, The Next Chapter. The mic is going to be passed on to Stella Abiodun to give you an in-depth word on what this event is all about. Why is she putting together a training, right? She's going to tell you what she had in mind. We all know she's a visionary person, but the question is, what did she have in mind, right? What did she want to impact into the lives of people? She's going to come and tell you, you're going to hear from the horse's mouth now. And I want you to be very attentive. I want you to be very focused. I want you to be very, very attentive and gain whatever she wants to gain. And make sure that at the end of the day, you get that thing, that value she said she wanted to give to you. Make sure you eventually have that to take home. And that will be a success of this event for you. If you are excited to hear that once again, please give me your best emoji. I want this to be a very interactive session. Thank you very much. Stella Abiodun, on to you.
Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, guys, I need you to give thumbs up just so I'm sure you can hear me clearly. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I'm assuming that's a yes. Okay, can you hear me, guys? Just let me know emoji or just tell me. Okay. Thank you. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the next move or the next chapter. My name is Abiodun Stella Olamide. I don't know if I need to introduce myself, but I believe if you are here, you definitely know who I am. But let's just assume you don't know who I am. Or maybe somebody told you about this and you said, okay, let me just stop by. Anyways, I'm Abiodun Stella Olamide. I'm a digital creator. I'm a writer. I'm a brand strategist, social architect, and I am Miss Tourism Nigeria International 2025, 2026. I mean, if I keep going, I'll not stop today. There's so much more to me. And today it's going to be me and you guys, and we're going to try to talk about so many things. But if you notice, I feel somehow, and that's because, on my way here today, I received a call, very sad one. But don't worry, it's not about me. It's about a family friend, and she called me and she was crying. She was crying seriously, and I was like, what's happening? I have events today. I don't want something that will, ruin my mood. And she said she just lost her job. I was very shocked. By the way, she does not stay in Nigeria. So I was surprised. She's a software engineer and she's very good at what she does. So what happened? She said that company they laid off 10 staff, and unfortunately she was one of them. Now that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is she's a software engineer. She works in a software company. She got replaced because, or better still, she got replaced by one of the AI that she helped build. Does that make sense? She works in a company. They built some kind of AI. And then one of the ones she worked on is the reason she got laid off, because it is much more cost effective for this company to just stick to something that doesn't cost less. I mean, we've seen it happen this year with Oracle and so many other companies that laid off staff because they now have AI to do those jobs for them. It's a very sad one. I just finished consoling somebody before this session. And the truth is, I'm sure a lot of us are scared. A lot of us are in that position right now. We are worried about what is to come. So many of you, I say this, that we are divided into two categories. We have the people that are still trying to figure out life. They are thinking, what course should I study? What skill should I learn? Because you as a student now, you're like, oh, I want to study computer science. But then somebody is telling you, if you go study computer science, you they waste your money. Oh. Right now would they do this thing, they matter, and them they hot. And then you're learning web development, and you're hearing that AI can now do that. There is panic. And that's why some of you've learned like 5 skills, only you last year. Then we have people that figured out their lives partially. We have some business owners here. We have people in their 40s and 50s here, because I have like details of people that registered. And some of you now know what you're doing, but you're worried. The business you do, what's happening? Will AI, take over? The world is evolving so fast. Tech is playing its part. Even I myself, that I'm sitting there, myself, I didn't worry. Sometimes I come online and I watch a proper content, like the way I talk with my videos, for those of you that have watched my videos, and then I see AI talking and giving their take, and I don't even know that it is AI. That's even the worst part. There's a particular girl I was following. She talks about relationship. I had no idea that content was from an AI person, or an AI created. Like, I had zero idea. So you can imagine, even me myself, it's a panic, it's a fear, because you know for a fact that in the next few years, so many creators are going to be out of place. Some of you will know there's this particular this thing they call Tolani Talks, something like that, where she blogs. She talks about trendy things. I think yesterday I was on the page of Tolani Talks. I think she posted a particular gist of one online beef. And while I was there, I realized that AI is running ads. She's now running ads. Like, she'll attach parfait, real estate, all this real estate, they're paying her for ads. Like, that's how bad it's becoming. And I know a lot of us, we are scared. We are worried. What next? What is to come? What am I supposed to do? How in God's name do I get to beat the level at which tech is evolving, the level at which AI is evolving? And this is one of the reasons why I started researching with my team some few months back. That's one job we've been doing behind the scene, trying to build something that can help. And we're able to build the Yatsa community. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, the Yatsa community, where is this coming from? What is it about? So basically, the Yatsa community is that community that allows you move at the same pace as the world. You evolve as fast as you evolve as fast as the world, or you evolve ahead of the world. That sounds strange, but it is very doable. It is very, very doable. And this is something we've been working on. It's a community that puts you in a space where you keep growing, you keep learning, you keep evolving, and beyond that, you keep networking. It is somewhere you have to be. It is somewhere that helps you align what you do to where you are going to. You don't need to run today and study data analysis. You know the funny thing about this thing? When I made ads for microtech one time, when I was talking about microtech, go and learn a skill and all, some people went there the first batch, they went to study. I think I know somebody that did data analysis. The next ad, the person went to learn virtual assistants. I feel like that person will keep going. You will just keep transitioning because you are trying to beat it. You don't want to be left behind. And it is so beautiful when I see people do that. But sometimes that's not the solution. We are just running and trying to beat the world evolving without understanding it first. And this is one of why the Yatsan community exists. But I'm not going to focus today on telling you how to infuse your career into the future as individual. That's what the Yatan community is for. That's what the community does. It helps you, it holds your hand basically. We hold each other and while we move through the process, through the growth of life. But today I'm going to focus much more on something deeper. I have very few minutes to talk, so let me try to be fast and keep to time. All right. So when I was preparing for this class too, I was thinking, I could come here and talk about purpose, mindset, confidence, courage, name it, everything, your fear, being your toxic character, the traits that are holding you back in life, so many things. But I decided that we had to talk about what actually matters the most, the future. And there's so many parts of the future, right? We can choose to, sit and talk about the psychological aspect of it and, the individual part of it. But I decided that no, let's talk about something deeper. How we prepare for the future, the capacity needed for the future. Stay with me. So I'm going to share my slide with you. Okay. So you can see this is my first slide, by the way. I actually forgot I made a slide for you all. But this is my first slide. Hey, somebody's saying network. I was trying not to see your messages so I can keep to my time. But I hope the network is not from my end. I definitely not from my end. Stop it. Okay, so let me just move on, right? So this is my first slide, by the way. Okay, I'm with you, all right. So I guess it's not from my end. All right. So okay. So basically, okay, this is what I just told you about the Yatsan community, right? And then all of that, the fact that it's a group meant for people seeking jobs. We're going to get there. You're going to listen to all of it. It's a lot packed for you. It's a community you have to be, regardless of your age, your level, what you think you've attained in life. It's a space you need. It puts you and the people with similar interests in the same room, the same group, that you grow and evolve so fast. But we'll get back there because I've said something on that. And then these are the AI tools I just spoke about that, all of us are scared. What you get from being a part of, becoming a yatsan. Now, so what actually makes somebody's future ready? We're going to move to the next. Yes. So today we're going to be focusing on the capacity that makes you, the capacity needed for the future, the capacity you need to build for the future. They're already telling me, Stella, movie time. Okay. Now I'm going to start with number one, which is for you to know. Before I get there, I don't want to try to be fast. Let me say this. I want us today to focus more on the internal, the foundation, the capacity needed for the future. I know you all want me to probably talk to you as, for instance, oh, I'm a fashion designer. Help me structure. What should I learn? What should I do? This is how I should read. This is the book to read. This is the this. But I'm going to tell you that today, most times these things are not so, they don't give so much result at the end of the day, because it's something I've done again and again with individuals. And that's because most of them have not built this capacity for the future they think they are seeing, or the one you are seeing and you're trying to get them to see. So at the end of the day, no matter what you point to them, it's like a basket. Everything is just pouring away, wasted. There is a capacity they need to be able to build for the future. See, I want everybody on this life right now to see where the world will be in the next 5 years. Picture it. Imagine 2 years ago, where were we? We didn't have AI this deep. In fact, even talking about the AI itself, how was it a few years back? A few years, last year, we're still watching AI where they are talking to themselves like this. But me, I'll be looking back way. Mama Nkechi, tell me now, tell me. But today we are seeing AI movies, standard movies. I don't know, for those of you that maybe you spend time on YouTube or you read documentaries and you watch some certain things. And I'm shocked. You have no idea that these things are made with AI. That's how far the movie industry is going. And this is why today I would rather us focus on the capacity that we need for the future. The word you are saying, you've heard so many top, founders, creators talk about this thing repeatedly, how fast the world is evolving. Now, today we are going to focus on how you as a person can be prepped for this future. We are going to start from the foundation, from the internal aspect of it. And the number one here, what I have here is for you to know how to, the ability to learn and unlearn. I intentionally put these two words together because we all like to learn, or at least you hope you like to learn. I'm gonna believe we all like to learn, or we all try to learn. Some of you see creators talk and then you sit and you just, I want to learn. In fact, I believe if you are here, it's because you love to learn. So when you see things, there's that part of you that wants to learn. You are reading books, you're learning skills, you're going to school. Learning is easy, but there's something we don't talk about well enough: unlearning. The ability for you to unlearn things that you've learned. The ability for you to understand that it is time for me to let go of everything I've believed all of my life. When the word started evolving, in fact, let's forget the word evolving. When we got to the era where AI started, there were people that started saying it is, thank God they didn't even go so deep with saying it is 66 and all of that. But there were people that said it was demonic. People called AI demonic. Today, everybody is running to it. You're using ChatGPT, you're using Claude. To the list, you're using almost everything by this same AI that most people said it's a demon thing. Don't use it. You are going to, even me, I made a video there saying to block your brain. That's how intense it was. We because we believe this is how things are meant to be do. Sorry, this is how things are meant to be done. So we've already programmed ourselves that way, that seeing the word evolve, we could not move at that pace to let go of what we've learned and learn this way things are being done. Let me give you a story. Obviously, let me tell you something about myself. There's something I used to do, and I'm sure a lot of you here, probably most definitely, you've done it one or two times in your life. I used to believe that working too much or working hard was equivalent to making money. So only me, I will go and work 9 to 5. After my 9 to 5, I'll come back. I'll go and work for a brand. I'll freelance. I'll see. I was doing too many things. If I sit down and I'm idle, I assume that I am not progressing. I believed, not that I assumed, I didn't assume it. I believed that I was not progressing. So I was always busy. But you know the funny thing? I was not making even up to 2% of the amount of money I am making now that I am not always busy. See, there was a particular quote that I read somewhere that actually changed how I saw things. The quote actually says, he that works all day has no time to make money. I know it sounds strange to so many of you, but that's the fact. You know, when I started understanding that all of that running around was not equivalent to making money, it made me pause. I had to unlearn that belief because we grew up understanding that hard work was equivalent to making money, which is true. You need to work hard, but most importantly, you need to learn how to work smart. I needed to understand that part. So I had to pause at some point and tell myself, no, Stella, listen to this. Give yourself time to rest. And you know what happened when I started that? I started working with my brain much more than the physical, the speed, the body. I started allowing myself to relax. And you know what happens when you put your brain to work much more? You start to build, you start to create. People that create things are not people that are running around. They give themselves time to relax and use their brain to think. And I started creating things. And I am making lots of money. And I'm not even trying to say, don't come to my DM and beg me for money. But I am making lots of it. Just from that realization and allowing myself to focus on using more of my brain. That was me having to unlearn. Some of us find it hard to do that. I'm giving you an example that so many of you cannot relate to because maybe you are looking at it from my lens, but look at it from your lens. There are things that you are doing, you are used to, that they no longer exist. They are no longer needed for the future. You need to be willing to let it go. You have to unlearn that thing and learn new things. And you have to make sure that it's a conscious effort in your brain. It has to become so normal for your brain to easily unlearn things. Okay, I mean, normally, if I want to cook rice, I have to first of all wash it with salt and water. Then I'll boil it, then I'll parboil it, then I'll do this, then I'll do that. But now there's a new method. Let's say there's rice cooker, something like that. So now it's different. So it means I have to unlearn that way if I want to use the rice cooker. Do you understand? I think for the ladies, you would understand that a little bit more. I have to understand that, okay, now na rice cooker be this. I mean, I should speak to say people get me. This is me using this. So the way I do it doesn't work. Imagine using rice cooker. After you now turn it off, wait for it to do this. So you now remove it because of the steam. Then just imagine all of that. It doesn't work. But some people still go through that process, I guess. But it's long. So now what do? You learn another way. You unlearn that one because of that particular thing you are trying to use. But before I continue, for networking purpose, for us to know ourselves a little bit more, I want you people to comment. Tell me more about yourself. Tell me what do you do. I mean, somebody might be here that wants to know a lot about because I also want to look. I mean, if you're an editor, yeah, comment as well. Yes, I think that would also be necessary. So just sell yourself in the comment section. Tell us what you do and your name. I should have asked you to do this earlier on, but I just remembered right now, and I want you to do that while listening to me. Somebody might be reading your comment. Somebody might need your service. Now, moving on. The second thing I have here is work smart, not hard. I'm still waiting to see what you people do. I'm yet to see you telling me what you do for a living. So tell me what you do. Okay. Oh, somebody said I'm a medical student. Oh, that's amazing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. So I'm going to move on to number 2, which is adaptability. Now, I'm going to take my slide to adaptability. Good. Now, and I know when a lot of you, you heard that, sorry, and I know when a lot of you heard me say adaptability, you are thinking, adaptability, is that not like saying me to learning something new? No, learning something new is different. Adaptability is your ability to easily, adapt, easily manage. Should I call it manage? Easily be able to understand a situation and quickly put yourself in order. They tell you, observe room, observe. When they tell you when you're in Rome, act like a Roman. That's more like what I'm trying to say in summary, kind of. Your ability to be able to understand time and adapt on time. So I'm going to give you a quick example again to help you understand what I mean by adaptability. So there was, a lot of you might have heard the story of this particular man that he was part of these people that used to do all of this cable connection and all of that during the era of Nitel. I don't know if you've heard the story. Okay, maybe not. I've not seen anybody say They've heard it. All right. So this man, that's what he does. That's what he does. He studied engineering in school, and I mean, imagine spending how many years studying engineering in school, and then he finished and focused on this old cable connection for all of this Nitel, all of that time. And suddenly, technology was evolving. MTN, Airtel, all of them started coming in. We started leaving that era. We're moving to the wireless era. A lot of them became jobless that period because this is what they know. But the world is leaving that era. He left that era. But you know what that man did? The moment he observed that shift, he went ahead and he went to take a course to understand all of this that is coming, the wireless, how it works. When MTN came to Nigeria to establish, they employed that man as part of their primary engineers. Do you know why? Because that man had not just did he have the primary knowledge, the prior knowledge of the normal cable connection, he also had the present one that they needed. So it was like having all in one package. Do you understand? He had the experience from the old, and then it was all of this. Why? Because the man was able to adapt. That is something a lot of us need to do. We need to learn how to adapt to where the world is going to, what is happening on a steady. This is it. This is the world we are moving to. When it tweaks, you need to be able to adapt to it easily. I would have loved to, dig deeper into this because there's so much I have to say. Like, this is my teaching slide and I have so many things to say, but I have like 20 minutes to spend with you people. So I'm just going to try to say this to you. You see, adaptability is not about knowing everything. It's just about you being able to respond properly when things changes and be able to just do what from that first thing, easily learn and unlearn. Basically, you learn, unlearn, then you adapt because the world will keep evolving. It is going to be more than just, some people feel like they are the major thing right now. I'm in cybersecurity. So, I mean, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good to go. Okay, let's see what will happen in the next 2 years if you're going to be able to say that. You can't tell what will be in 2 years. And that's another thing about the Yasta community. We are not telling you to come there because we are going to tell you that do this and in the next 5 years, you are going to be the thing. No. But we are going to walk with you all through this process of life until we get to the point where we decide, because the world will keep evolving and changing. And you can't tell what 5 years has in store. All of us we're just trying to assume. We're saying, okay, this might happen. This will be it. But in a community like that moves at that pace, you will never be left behind. So I'm not just going to spend time there. Let's move to the next thing, which I have the technological literacy. You see this? It's very important. I know when people hear the technological literacy, you're thinking, shit, she want me to go and become a programmer. She want me to go and learn some deep tech skill. No, that's not it. So basically, it's just about you understanding enough about the tool, changing the word to know what they mean for you. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know the tool that is now changing changing the world to know what it will do for you. Let me give you a quick example. When ChatGPT started, when Claude started, I mean, this example to also help you understand adaptability. So many of us, we did not, the people that have made money from ChatGPT and Claude, they're already swimming in money before so many of you caught up to it. You see this, come and learn how to sell digital products, and they are teaching you people. They are the newbies. The people that have made money from it are the ones that taught the people that are teaching you people now. They were the old money makers when AI started coming in. They were so fast to do what? To learn it, to be able to do what? Adapt to it, and they decided to do what again? They knew when they were supposed to infuse that part of the AI into what they were doing to make them money. And that's what a lot of you need to learn. I'm a fashion designer, or let's say I'm a model. What does the future hold for you? What does AI coming into the picture and evolving means for you? It means as a model, those brands that pay you to come and test outfit. Okay, let me try not to rush you there. I'm sure a lot of you have seen billboards, magazines, those of you that are into modeling. You see people pay you some money, 100,000, 50,000 to come and do fitting for their outfit so they can take pictures and they can post on their website. You know what all of this AI progress means? It means a lot of you are not going to get job in the next few years. There's a particular girl that I've been running ads. So I'm assuming so many of you, if you are here, I believe you are smart. That's just the truth. If you are here right now in this life, I want to assume you're a very smart person. Now, so I'm believing that for somebody to run that ad, it should have gotten to you too. It's insane. She wears, so the outfit you want, like the outfit you have, you can wear it on the particular AI character. It can look whatever way, however way you want the character to look. You don't need a model to come and take pictures of your outfit so you can post on your website. All you need to go and do is learn how to use that particular, that AI tool and the prompting for it, and that's it. That is tons of models losing their job. Now, you as a model, what are you supposed to be thinking? You're supposed to start thinking in my head, how do I infuse this progress into my career? If I'm a top model, that's one of what my major field is. I'm going to start building a brand around selling my pictures to designers. Okay, this is it. Let's assume, I don't know, for those of you that we have some top models in Nigeria, I don't know. So let me just call any name. Okay, let me use Praise for an example. Praise is a model. Now, AI is beginning to do, a lot of things. So maybe brands are not going to need you to come and do, their fitting anymore for them to take pictures and post on their website or post on Instagram. So what do I do? I'm going to put a contract together. Since you don't need me, because think about it, it's a lot of expense. You pay photographer, pay videographer, you makeup artist, lights, equipment, it's so much. So if your AI is going to generate it for you, you need somebody that has a face to make it also easy for your audience to flow. I will sell my face for you to use to create your image. That's your AI character. I'm going to give you my image to do, but for that, you pay monthly. So this month, if you want to shoot, we're going to sign a contract. This is the amount of whatever you can generate using my image. It's like giving you license to use me as your AI character for you to do what you want to do. That's the level you should be moving. Imagine doctors, weird, but I'm going to tell you this. A lot of medical doctors in Nigeria in the next few years might start finding it difficult to get jobs abroad. Do you know why? How many medicals, or better, let's say the surgeon precisely, go to their schools and see how many of them know how to use robots to do anything. But most of this country now, they're using robots to carry out surgery. When you're carrying out surgery, there's a robot beside them, putting them through, doing so many things. A lot of Nigerian, the ones in medical schools, don't even know that. So when they go abroad, you see them, that's why most times they have to go and further more before they can now even get a job. And it's going to get really intense. You as a medical doctor now, you should be thinking, I think somebody earlier on said, I'm a medical student or something. So you should be thinking, how does this work? Are there some kind of extra courses I can take? Maybe here in Nigeria, in some country, where I start having knowledge on how this robot are being used to carry out surgery. Well, it depends on your own field, what you want to, focus on the most. But that's another thing. Even the professional field right now, there are competitions and it's increasing. So you have to be able to think. So when I tell you that you need to have when I tell you technological literacy, this is what I'm talking about. It's not about you going to learn virtual assistant, and that's why so many of you have been jumping. Today you go and learn data analysis. Tomorrow, virtual assistant. Next tomorrow, this. You studied chemistry. It's still you that is applying to go and study another extra course. You are all over the place. That man that I gave you his example, the cable man, he did not need to go and start learning a new thing. All he had to do was build on that thing. And this is one of why the Yasta community exists. We help you build on what you have, or what you are passionate about. There is room for almost every passion. So you don't need to shut it away. You don't need to keep running in circles. Somebody now that is doing modeling for clothing, she's thinking of running to runway. You want to go through that stress of going for auditions and auditions when you even know that you don't have the full criteria. Most runway auditions, even in Nigeria, they're expecting you as a lady to be up to 6 feet. So what do you want to do? You want to go to that market and want to start fighting? Instead of that, start thinking ahead. How do I build myself? What kind of video, what kind of ads can I start running to make, a lot? Because a lot of clothing brands will reach out to you. Oh, so you mean this girl is really, she will tell me now that I don't need to, if she used to charge maybe 500K, okay, she'll not charge me 500K, she'll charge me 200K or 300K for her to sell me her image license to only use for a month, nothing more than that. So of course there are procedures that you have to put into place to ensure that thing stays in place and they don't overdo it. So they don't want to do another shoot. They just need to. Do you get it? So these are the way I need people to think. You need to go at this space. Now I have a lot more here. I have the thinking capacity, but I'm out of time. But I'm going to just tell you this. You can only think from what you've been exposed to, which is on this slide. You've heard about learn, unlearn. You've heard about adaptability. I've told you about your technological literacy. But then the next most important thing is your thinking capacity. You see all of what I've listed so far. It is of no use if your thinking capacity is not at that. It's not that. Okay, let me come in a bit. You cannot think outside what you are exposed to, and that's a fact. You cannot think what you have no idea about. Some of you probably you've never really sat down to go and do research about the future, where AI is taking us to. How it's more than just it's more than just people getting replaced. It's about the fact that It is going to be worse than even getting replaced. Some of you are going to literally be there, but you will not matter. You don't even get replaced, but then you don't even really matter. You're not going to be solid in the market. When you're seeing people making billions, you're just going to be there collecting peanuts. And this is why your thinking capacity matters. And let me tell you this, it is okay for you not to be exposed to an environment that makes you think deeper. But guess what? You can put yourself in those environments that makes you think deeper. So what? You stay in Oshedu. What happens? You stay in Makoko. You stay in Kakuri. You stay in wherever it is you stay. Wherever the ghetto it is you stay. If you are here right now, it is because you believe deeply that there's so much in you and there's so much you can do. If you can spare time, those of you that people that registered for this particular class were almost, I think, over 3,000 plus. How many of you are here right now? Do you know what it means to register to get knowledge or to be a part of something and then still be able to make it there? Initially, we were supposed to use Zoom, no, Google Meet, and Google Meet was supposed to be like 500 of you. I was expecting nothing too much, and that's why I needed that registration. But I was surprised, over 3,000 people. And I was like, okay, we had to move it to something that can accommodate all of you. And that's why we are here. But how many of you showed up? If you showed up, it's because you have a vision, you have a passion, you have a question, you have something in you that burns for more. And that already means there's a lot to you. All you need to do right now is start putting yourself in that environment that exposes you to think on a different level. And this is one of the reasons why Yatsa community exists. It's a community that puts you at that place. Mind you, there's so much more to this community. Now, before I come back to Yatsa, I still have more slides. I have system, I have environment. So I have so much, but then I don't have so much time because we have more speakers and I'll still come back to talk to you. But I want to tell you this. The Yatsa community is more than just a community. It is a community that gets you opportunity. There will be job opportunities posted there as often as possible. We've partnered, we've managed to partner with a few recruitment firms. There are going to be opportunities for skill acquisition, skills that matters in the future. Beyond that, you have a system put together for you where imagine you wake up on Monday morning and you pick up your phone to a community where somebody is telling you, this week I'm going to be researching the AI, this, and that of 2025. Today I'm going to be doing this. I have this plan to make this sales. This is my structure and plan to bring it to life. And this Monday, I'm going to be creating video ads. My friends are coming over. We are shooting 10 videos. I'm going to be running sponsored ad on TikTok. And please, I need you people to help me do this so that I can push it and this and this. You yourself, there is no way a part of you is not moved. You're seeing people making move. And this space is not just a space for people that they are navigating life. This space is for people at the top too. Influencers are going to be there. Celebrities that are interested in growth. Having following does not mean you are ready for the future. And that's why you see people with millions of following today. In the next 2-5 years, they are nowhere to be found. There is so much on TikTok because it takes more than that to remain relevant for a very long time. It is more than the noise. If you want to remain, relevant for a long time, you have to be able to think deeper. You need to be able to see deeper. And a community like Yatsa can help you to do that. It's going to put you in that position. Aside the multiple opportunities, aside the many outings we are going to obviously be having, it's going to help you grow. You would evolve. And then aside that, we have weekly live sessions where you have different speakers depending on your interest. If we realize, okay, we have like how many people, 10 individuals that are, medical students or medical professionals there and they need insight, we're going to get speakers that align with that thing you do to come on that live, to educate those of you with that interest. It is like your one stop for all of the growth you need. It took us months of this research. I had to sit and ask myself, what are those systems? Those things that could have been put in place that would have prepared me and made me move faster than I did. I had to put out my experience. I had to take experience from other influencers and other friends, put it together with my team. We started doing research, lots of it. The top guys, the people at the top controlling the way the world works, kind of, aside God, you know what I mean? We had to go through all of this to be able to put the Yatsa community together. And that's one community you don't want to miss out on. So I'm going to do this before I hand over to Mr. Ijo Nodari to take you on relationship. How many of you are here now? Because I know relationship is very important to a lot of you. So many of you have questions. And it's fine. I received so many questions on relationship. Even right now, I still received one before coming on this live. So he's going to be coming on board to talk to you. But before that, I'm going to give you people here. I was thinking, thank God you are not too much. So I want everybody on this live to click the link in my bio, right, across social media platform. I'm also going to be posting the link here while Mr. Israel Onodare is talking. You have from now until 12 p.m. to go and subscribe to the community. You have until now to 12 p.m. And I've given discount for the first 3 months. So we have the quarterly package and the monthly package. Of course, the quarterly will be better for you because quarterly is 3 months. So you get to, chill and enjoy it. And plus, the price too is fair for the 3 months. So you can go there, click the link right now. I'll be posting the link here so that you can join in. And I tell you, your life will change. It is ongoing growth from your relationship, your personal life, your confidence, your name it. We are going at that pace. I want when they call any yatsans. The yatsans are the one that are going to be molding the future. When you think Nigeria future, you think yatsans. When you think African future, you think yatsans. So right now, I'm just going to hand over to Mr. Israel Onodari, and then I'll be back here to talk to you all.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Israel Onodari. I'm a relationship and family counselor. And tonight I'll be taking you on a very important journey. And this journey is to guide you through making the most important decision in your life. And let me ask, what is the most important decision in your life? In fact, I want to read comments. What is one thing that you think is the most important decision in your life? Some people will say making $1 billion. Some people will say becoming maybe a tech giant CEO, becoming something great in life. But let me tell you something. You can become anything in life. You can make the most money. But if you choose a wrong partner, you will likely become frustrated, depressed, and even feeling unfulfilled. And the start has even shown it that a lot of people that have achieved so many greatness, when they choose the wrong partner, because your partner can actually frustrate your life out. In fact, how many of us have been in a relationship whereby things are going well for you, but the person you chose keep frustrating you? And this is one of the experiences that a lot of people have been facing. And some people say, "Oh, I can easily divorce. I can easily leave that person." But have you asked divorcees the pain, the trauma, the the baggages that come with it? In fact, that is why we have a lot of problematic children in the society today. Why? Because they come from broken homes. So tonight, I'll be guiding you through that process. And what are the things you need to do before you actually choose that person? So the topic of my session tonight is knowing yourself before dating. And before I get started, I want to know the demography of people in the house. So if you're a man, type man. If you're a woman, type woman. And if you're shame, type shame. I believe that there's no shame here today. So if you're shame, type shame. Let me know. Your gender, basically. And I know some people identify as dog, they identify as cat, and all of that. But then we are focusing on male and female. I want to know the demographic tonight. Okay, beautiful. I can see we have a lot of people here tonight. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. You see, one of the biggest mistake a lot of people make is they focus so much on finding the right person, but spend less time in understanding who is making that decision. Oh, you are focusing on, oh, is this the right person? Is this the right man? Is this the right woman? Can we live together? But you forgot that in most cases, you are not choosing based on what you want. You are choosing based on what you are familiar with. And that is why sometimes you realize that you get into a relationship, it became toxic, you leave that relationship because it's not good. Then you meet another person, you enter that relationship, and you find out that it's the same thing you're experiencing again. And why is that? Some people even say, oh, maybe it's a spiritual problem. Some call it generational curse. But the truth is, your brain moves towards what it is familiar with. For example, if you grow up in a very chaotic home, probably your mother and your father is always fighting, so there's always chaos at home. There is higher tendency that you will choose a partner that loves fights. Not because you love what your father and your mother was doing at that point, but because your brain is familiar to you. You are used to it. And that is why a lot of people today, they will say, this man is boring. This woman is boring. And why? Because there is no fight. There is no argument. And if you check correctly, you realize that these people came from a place where they are familiar with this kind of chaos. All right? So sometimes you go into different relationships. Some of us have been into like 5 relationships this year. Some people have gone on several dates, and you keep meeting the same set of people. And why is that happening? Because you've ignored the most important part, which is, who am I? All right? Knowing yourself. Because when you understand yourself, you you'll be able to select the kind of person that actually matches you. And there is a quote that I got from a book that when you don't know what you want, the universe will give you what you don't. So it means that if you don't know what you want, by the time you start seeking, you keep getting what you don't because you can't even define it. Okay? So what are the ways to actually know yourself before actually choosing anybody? What are the things that you need to do before knowing, like, for you to know yourself before choosing anybody? Number one, know your identity. I know when I say know your identity, some people are like, okay, fine, maybe it's passport, maybe it's ID card, maybe it's something like that. No. Know your identity. Who are you outside of that relationship? You see, some people, the moment there is heartbreak or there's a breakup, they start feeling like the world is crashing, that they are nobody. And that is why you see some people even committing suicide. I think I'm allowed to say that. All right. Some people do a lot of crazy things because of heartbreak. Why? Because they've attached too much of their identity to that relationship. And some people, the moment you get into a relationship, and this one happens to a lot of ladies, you get into a relationship, and this guy is probably well-to-do, is caring, and all of that. And you as a lady, you are a bit independent because you're working, you're making your money. But because this guy is comfortable, he made you feel comfortable, you left everything you were doing to just focus on the guy. And over time, this person starts seeing you as a liability. And when people see you as a liability, as a parasite, what do they do with parasites? They chase them away. All right. So when you know yourself outside of the relationship, the kind of friends you make, some people abandon all their friends because they are in love. I know a lot of us are guilty of this. You abandon all your friends, the people you were talking to, because you just find your new love. And they say they know they advise people with the relationship. All right. So you must know your identity. Who are you outside of that relationship? What is your career? See, it looks like I'm talking to more ladies because ladies fall into this particular category so much. No matter the kind of person you meet, if you like, meet Dangote, make sure that whatever business you are doing, continue doing that business. In fact, let the man invest more in that business. You know, some men are very, very tricky. They will tell you, you know what, baby girl, you're a queen. Why are you walking like this? Why are you doing all of this? It's not like that. And to you, it might sound very cute, like, oh, he's so caring. He doesn't want me to stress. Sometimes it's a way to manipulate you to break your wings economically. I know when you are hungry, you can't really make decisions. They say beggar has no choice. So which means that if you don't have an identity outside of that relationship, you will be easily manipulated. In fact, that person will even maltreat you because when people know that you have nowhere to go, you have no other alternative, what do? They maltreat you in that process. So you must know yourself outside of that relationship. What is your hobby? Now, the fact that you are in love or you are with a very good partner does not mean you don't have hobbies. If it's cake, keep baking. If it is dance, keep dancing. Build a community. In fact, be part of people that are growing. And that is why Yatsa is also very important. You know, I watched Stella talking about Yatsa, and I think this is the very important community for you to be in. As you are waiting for that person, or when you meet that person, make sure you're also part of this kind of community that is growing. Your career, your job, your hobbies. So the fact that you are in love or because they've told you that, oh, this is the Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, does not mean that you abandon everything. Some of you also do something. Even men do this thing. Probably you're a very hardworking guy. You are so focused. You do things. And a lot of ladies are approaching you. Now, finally, you find the kind of person that you want. Now, because you are so much in love, you abandon your career. You abandon those things. You became lazy and all of that. And this person starts resenting you. Why? Because what attracted her to you in the first place, you've abandoned it. So it is so important to have an identity outside of that relationship. Now, do you see why you need to know yourself before choosing your partner? And even knowing your purpose is very important. I always tell people that come for me for session for something. I always tell them that, see, before you choose a partner, choose your purpose. Because some people are choosing a partner based on chemistry. Now, chemistry is amazing. Oh, I love the vibes. You know, the guy drinks, you know, we enjoy together. I was working with a client sometimes ago, and I was asking them because they always fight. In fact, they didn't talk to themselves for like 4 years before they came to me. And when they came to me, I was like, okay, fine, okay, let's go back to the beginning. How was the beginning like? So why did you love this person? I asked the man. He said, counselor, I just like her. I said, why? He said, because that time when we met, everything was just flowing, you know, it just makes sense. because there was no purpose at that point. And now he chose somebody that didn't match his current purpose, his destiny. And that is what happens to a lot of us. And that is why a lot of people keep choosing the wrong people every time. Now, you see a lot of people get married today and next week they're already divorced. And you're wondering, what is happening? Is it because of money and all of that? Sometimes it's because of compatibility. A lot of people don't focus on compatibility, they focus on chemistry. So you must know your identity. Now, another thing you must know before choosing a partner or going into a relationship is know your values. And when I mention value, a lot of people would think, oh, maybe a tall guy, sorry to the short ones, maybe a beautiful lady or something like that, or someone that is rich. No, there is a very big difference between preferences and value. Now, preferences are very good, of course. Don't say because you want to fall in love, because okay, this person is aligned with me, but their face card is not good. You end up with that person. You might end up presenting that person, so that sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you're always angry, not because of anything, but because their face is very funny. All right, but you must understand that values are very important. How do we handle money? And these are the discussions a lot of people don't have. Can you talk about money in front of the person? I was talking to someone sometimes ago, and the person was telling me that I can never tell my husband how much I earn. I have property in secret. And I asked her, what were you guys discussing before marriage? Because that is very deep. And that is what a lot of people mistake, right? You don't even know your core values, because your core values should pick the kind of person that aligns with it. What is your faith? Some people will say, oh, I'm a Christian, I can marry a Muslim. Probably because of my experience, I work with a lot of couples. I told you I'm a marriage counselor, right? One of the things I've noticed is most of the things that you ignore in the beginning, you will see them in front. Like you will suffer it in front. Oh, I'm a Muslim, I don't mind. Now, the problem usually arises when you start having children. Now, where do they go to? No, I want my children to go to the mosque. I want my children to go to the church. And this start creating unnecessary conflict. So please, know your values before you choose that partner. Are you listening to me? Do you understand at all? Just shout power in the comment section if you can hear me. Okay? So knowing your values is very, very important. Because when you don't believe in the same thing, what usually happens is both of you start building life separately. And that is why some people, the moment they are getting into marriage, they're already planning their exits. I've seen so many people. They got married last month, and this woman is already planning that. How can I save so much property for myself? How can I keep some money for myself? Why are you running away? Why are you planning your escape when you know that this is marriage? So before you choose that person, please know your values. It is very important. When you go on dates, don't just go there to eat food. Some people, when they our Gen Z people, I'm a Gen Z too sharp. When we go on dates, the only thing is you want to take pictures, dress to kill. And there's a way to actually get to know people. I think I will share the secret. Don't worry, in the community, I will share all the secrets in the community, because sometimes I think I'll be coming on board to actually show you some secrets on how to select the right ones. All right? Okay, I'll keep that. I don't want to expose all of it now. Okay? So know your values. Know what you want. Because when you know what you want, you will know what you don't. I always tell people that as much as knowing where you are going is important, knowing where not to go is also important. Because sometimes the route might look like a shortcut, but it's to a wrong destination. So it is very important for you to know your value. Are we learning something tonight? Let me know in the session if you are learning something. All right? And the last one I want to talk about is know your relationship history. I said something in the beginning that we usually choose people not because of what we want. We choose them because of what we are familiar to. Some of us has been in toxic relationship whereby you've stayed with this person, you've stayed with this man, and this man has cheated on you. They've maltreated you. They've done a lot of things to you. They've lied to you. And now you meet someone that is very good, someone that loves you genuinely, either as a man or a woman. But you keep testing this person. You carry all those baggages to this new relationship. And now you are complaining, what's happening? I don't trust this person. Why don't you trust this person? I don't know. Now, that is telling you that this particular current action is not a problem. It's your own past. And that is why knowing your past is very important. And that is why it is so important to get healing. If you're single and you're watching me, make sure you heal before you go into that relationship. Some of you say, all men are bad. I always wonder, when people tell me, there's no good man, there's no good woman out there. I'll be like, okay, in Nigeria, let me use Nigeria as case study. We have over 200 million. Of course, that was census 10 years ago. I know by now it will be like 400 million. Let's say we have over 300 million people in Nigeria. And you are a girl in maybe in Ikorodu or let's say Ogun State. And they say all men are bad. How many men have you met? And you as a man, how many women have you met? Now you're only meeting people in your environment or people that you are familiar with. You know, sometimes when you're scrolling on Instagram, the algorithm will suggest to you people that you possibly like because the algorithm know the kind of people you like. And that's why they are suggesting those people to you. So you keep meeting them and you keep choosing wrongly. So it is so important for you to know your relationship past, know your history. And that is why I always advise people, please don't stay in toxic relationship for too long. Now, because when you stay in toxic relationship, you get infected. People say, I'm just holding on. Let me see if we change. Maybe things will get better. See, time don't change people. Please write that down. Time itself don't change people. What changes people is the action they take during that time. Time don't change people. So if you think that person is going to change, if you're in a toxic relationship right now, this is for you. Please listen to me carefully. If you think time will change that your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband, it's a very big lie. So it is important for you to take action because it is action that actually changes people, not time. And taking that action is also part of joining the community. You see, everything is driving here because when you are part of a cycle that are growing, there is higher chances for you to grow. But if you surround yourself with toxic people, if you surround yourself with people that are not growing, I always say something, if you are not moving, you cannot move with me. Because it is either you are moving or you are going back. There is no stagnant anywhere. You can't be stagnant. Do you know that? What you bought last week, you won't buy it for the same price. What you bought for maybe 1,000 naira last year, you are not buying for the same price this year. So which means that nothing is stagnant. Even your age is not stagnant. Your face is that you are getting old or you are getting younger. You can't remain the same. Okay? Do you understand? So it is so important to take action. Be part of circle that are moving. Be part of the community. I don't know how much she's giving it because when she showed me the vision of the community, I told her, because I'm a businessman, I told her that this thing, I don't know how much you are, I don't know why you are giving them discounts. I don't know why. Because my own, the community I've joined before, they are so expensive. But she said, no, these are young people and she wants to, help them and, make them get better. And I said, okay. But for me, that thing should not be less than 250K, 250,000 naira. In fact, I use dollar and naira together. So if you are paying 250,000 naira or you are paying $250, so I don't know how much she's giving you guys right now because I think it's very affordable. So be part of a moving community, be part of a moving circle so that you don't get to choose the wrong people. So, because see, imagine I've seen people that they choose people based on conferences they've attended. And these people tend to work together because for you to be in the same community with somebody, it means that you have almost the same value system. Some people will be looking for wife material or husband material, and then you are going to some toxic places. And that is why you keep choosing the wrong people over and over again. So, my dear people, for people that are still watching, if you are still watching me, please know yourself before choosing a life partner. This is so important. And I will beg you, know yourself, choose your purpose, have an identity. Make sure that you are working on something. Don't say because my wife is doing well, you left your own business and then you didn't take any share or equity in your wife's business and you just joined her. What happens when there's issue? And this is not to prepare you for possible breakup, but there's something called reality. And there's something called growth strength, which means that as your partner is growing, if you're not growing, something usually happens. You see, the person here will start seeing you as, I think I need to move up. Because people always date up. People always admire somebody that's above them. So you don't have to be on the same level, but at least as they are moving, you're also moving. What happens? There will be joy, there will be fulfillment. So don't be scared of getting married. Don't be scared of love. Don't be scared of relationship. Don't be scared of anything. What is important is you know yourself. You know what you want. You stand on it, and then you choose right. And again, I will say again, be part of a community that is growing. In fact, some of you even meet your partner in that community. I'm not saying that it's for matchmaking, but then some of you will meet people that are working on something, because it is where you meet people that are working on something that can say, okay, fine, I think this person aligns with me. This person is working. This person is growing. So, okay, I'm just going to say, be part of the community. As I've said, I could have charged more if it's me. People that know me knows that I don't joke with money. But then I think Stella is doing an amazing job. And I would advise most of you to actually join the Yatsa. Is it Yatsa community? Yes, Yatsa community. And I think that will be the end of this class for the relationship session. And I think I'll also be joining you guys again for the finances. Don't worry, I'm going to break down some amazing things for you. Today, you will learn how to fall in love, right? You learn how to make more money. You learn how to speak well. In fact, I think there's a recruitment person that is even coming on board to also guide you on how to get quality jobs and all of that, wherever you are. So these particular sessions are packed with good information, not just good information, practical information. So thank you so much. My name is Israel Onodare, for those that came late, because you should remember my name normally. My name is Israel Onodare. I'm a relationship and family counselor, and see you next time.
All right, all right. Let's give our best. Let's give the clapping emoji, please. That was a wonderful one from Mr. Israel Onodari. That was such a wonderful one. Please give me a heart emoji, right? I mean, I think a heart emoji is going to do more justice to what we just heard, right? Yeah, yeah. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. A few things I picked from that session, right? Number one is that we're going to find our partner in the Yatsa community. I don't know about you, but I'm personally looking forward to that, right? If not because of anything, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be in that community. I'm gonna be there anyways, right? But I'm looking forward to being there for that, right? Because I mean, what better way to get your partner than getting a partner from a place where you can see them, following the same purpose as you, right? Being the same value-oriented person as you are. Come on, just let's give it up. Let's give it up for Mr. Israel and another insightful thing he said that really struck me was, if the community you are, right, the gathering you are defines the relationship you get. As simple as that. What does that mean? Simply put, in layman's terms, right? If you want to get in touch with multimillionaires, you go to where multimillionaires gather, right? If you want to marry somebody that is like-minded, I mean, of course, one of the major things he said from what he has said so far was what? Get somebody that complements your purpose, right? A like-minded person would also build with you and will obviously create less friction, right? So that being said, go go to a place where you will find people that are definitely like-minded, right? Not just emotionally or whatever, but in value. For value stands when none other thing stands, right? Once again, please just give it up for Mr. Israel Amadari for that wonderful session. Yeah, that was so insightful and valuable. Once again, look forward to joining the Yatsa community. I mean, go ahead and do it now. You might as well do it now, because this is as cheap as it's gonna get. Trust me. I've been in communities before, and I know when value is there. I can literally sense it. And this is one of those situations where I'm like, oh, some people will take it, right? Some people will come later and they will still take it for a higher price, right? So I'll just say this: take the discount, and it's going to be more value than you anticipated. Let's just say it that way. Like I said earlier, I've been in several communities, right? And I've been in some other communities that uh, Stella Abiodun has been a part of. And I would say this: when it comes to value, it's always top notch. It's always more value than anticipated. I don't know how to properly put it in words, but anticipate, right? One Once again, thank you so much, Mr. Israel Onodari. So moving forward, right? The same self-awareness that helps you choose better relationships also helps you make better career decisions, right? And this is to tune our minds to the next section of this event, and that is to teach us about our career. I know many of you have been listening to people talk about our mindset. That's Stella Abiodun, and then Israel Landari talking about relationship, and you're like, Am I here for relationship talk, right? Some people are like, tell me how I'm going to make my career move forward. Now's the time, right? Ladies and gentlemen, with clapping emojis, let's make welcome Helen, not Ellen DeGeneres, but Helen, Helen Folashade. Yes, I had to look at that very well. Yeah, Folashade. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Like you said, I am a talent acquisition specialist. So basically, in a layman understanding, what I do is I am individuals who have to go through your CVs whenever you apply for a job. So those all those jobs you've been applying for, we have to go through it, and one will have to know if you're going to be invited for an interview. We conduct the interview with you. So basically,
Sorry,
let me just
sorry,
confirm
Helen,
that you can.
sorry, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay,
hear you. Can you hear me?
we can barely hear you. We are not hearing you.
Okay, so let me. Can you hear me now?
No, your voice sounds a bit muffled.
That's sad. How about now? Can you?
Still not.
Okay. So I might have to like join in with my phone because I'm using like my laptop.
All right, so we're just going to let you drop off and fix it. So I'm just going to keep them company till you arrive.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So while we wait for Ellen, I just want to. I've been seeing some of your comments and I've been trying to respond to so many of you. Just to clarify, your 16,500 naira carries you for 3 months of being a part of the Yatsa community. Trust me, that's the best price you can get to join any community, and definitely not the community I am building. This is one of a kind. Not to be proud, this is the best community you can join if you're an African person. In fact, if you're an African, wherever you are from any part of the world, the Yatsa community is the best. It is a community that understands that people have different interests. I am not bringing you, I'm not bringing you to a community that you're just going to be talking about, oh, your growth or purpose only. You know when they say, you know when we say things like with a work in a show. Basically, you're going to have events. We're going to, those of you that say, oh, I want to learn to network, I want to go to places. We're going to have, as often, we're going to get updates on events that you people can go to and network. We're going to have weekly live sessions every Tuesday. We're going to have live sessions, bringing different speakers, going around different topics. If you think about you thinking on a different level, Yata will give you that. Be- Um, Beyond that, you're also going to get access to skill acquisition. So whenever I post skill acquisition on my social media platforms, the access will be given majorly to Yatsa communities. So one of the requirements that I'll be asking from you on the group is to know things that you're interested in, so that we can also use the networking we have to get you opportunities. It's a one stop for all. Like I said, when we started putting the research together for this, I also had to put my story in place. What were those things that if I had gotten the opportunity to have those access, those rooms, those opportunities, those things that would have gotten me to a higher level? What are those things? Those were the things I put into consideration when I decided that this community had to come, to come in. For some of you, maybe I have some people here that have been a part of Refined Community. Refined Community was basically where I tried to help people structure their life individually. It was a lot of work. And I've done quite a few badge so far. And I decided that we need more. This community is coming from, when you want to do some certain things that you need to get people's experience, their stories, understand everything. Every single one of you here, not to be proud, I understand you without knowing you. I know what most definitely, if I decide to say, oh, come on board and talk, I know what almost all of you here is going to say. So out of that experience is why I built the Yatsa community. And I would have decided to charge as much as 150,000 naira for you to be a part of this community on a monthly, which definitely is going to get to that point. In fact, for those of you that are here right now, once it gets to 12 a.m., you can see that this price there was cancelled. That's the price that is going to become. So you only have from now until 12 a.m. to join the community. So there's the slot for 3 months, which is 16,500 naira. Then we also have the monthly package. I didn't want to put a monthly package because I don't want some of you to come and in a month you are leaving. I want you to be able to stay until you start seeing those results. But then again, I still understand that some of you might not be able to afford 3 months at the moment, because I know I have a lot of students following me too. And that's why I also came up with the monthly package for 7,500 naira. If you cannot invest 7,500 naira to put yourself in a room that will grow you, I'm sorry. There's nothing more I can do for you or anybody can do for you. And this is literally the cheapest community you get to join that would change your life. There is a lot of work going into place here. It is not just listening to people talk, like I told you earlier. We're still waiting for Ellen here. Okay. She's not here yet. Okay. So, like I was saying earlier, it is not just a community that, okay, so let me see. I have paid, but I can't find my access. Okay, you're supposed to get it. The moment you pay, you'll be moved to a Telegram group. Immediately, Stephanie takes you to a Telegram group. I can see people joining the group. We just launched the group. You people are everybody on this live currently are the first set of people to know about Yasta community. We are launching Yasta community today on this live session. And that's why there's an early bird ticket for all of you on this particular live to go and join. After 12 a.m., the money is going up. What I'm offering, what I have seen, what we are offering is a lot for the price we are charging, for the price I'm telling you to pay. There has to be commitment for everything you're getting. And trust me, for somebody that have been doing free for you people, I mean, a lot of you have been, I know maybe some of you have benefited from most things I've given. Free skill acquisition, refined community, the first two was completely free. And I'll tell you this, when things are free, people do not value it. You need to be able to understand that you need to invest in your growth as a person. It's necessary. Even my community, I have community, me too, I will still join. Why? I understand growth. I understand that you need to keep going. There's no stopping. And you need to move at that pace. For your relationship, for wherever you are going to in life, you need to invest to be in a space that pushes you. You're going to make friends that will change your life. You're going to make business partners that will change your life. I could just wake up and I have events and I'll just call somebody from the community who is available, who is in Lagos. Let's go for this event together. You're going to be there with me. You're going to network. That's how I want it to be. It's a family. It's a family of world changers. We are going to change the world. We are going to shape the world. I am not capping. Every single one of you that will be joining the Yatsa community are going to be part of the people that will change the world, shape the world, and mold the world. And you are very much capable, regardless of what you think you are doing or where you think you are. You are looking at yourself. Now, you didn't see yourself less now. Wait until you find yourself in space that will bring out the best in you. That's when you'll be shocked to realize what you carry in you. There are places you will find yourself. You at some point you'll be like, now me be this. Now me they think like this. Now me they move like this. That's what the Yatsa will do for you. It's a community that will put you there. Anyways, I think I'm going to just bring Michael up while we wait for Ellen. So it doesn't look like, is it possible to pay for the 3 month duration if the 1 month is about to elapse? We'll see about that. I mean, I think we might just do another scholarship. I say, sorry, scholarship. We might just do another free access like that. We might. I'm not guaranteeing that. I'm not promising. But sure, we might be able to do that, especially if you tell me, just take screenshot of this thing for future purpose. You tell me, Stella, I was on this live that day. I'll consider you. My age range for the community from 13 above, from 13 to till you die. It is not ending. There is no age for it. I want us to come in young and ready, and I want us to come in old and still ready. We are going regardless of your age. Let's see, what do we have here? Just extend the payment duration. I would have loved to, but I need you people to really, really come on board so that I can actually. I've not made any video on it for you to know. We've not said anything about this. I've never said anything about this community. So just try your best and try your best. Try your best, mom. Visit me, please. I understand that you might not have a job, but you need to be able to. You need to be able to be willing to invest in yourself. That's just the truth. This is an opportunity to talk to me on a close range. Ask questions that I can see, post, and I'll be able to see your progress. You have accountability partners. This is not a content creation accountability partner, it's life. You that you're doing content, we're still going to navigate your life for you. It is a law. You have to be willing to invest in your growth. And that's the fact. Please extend it till tomorrow. I've been to work since this year. I'm feeling frustrated. Well, that community might not be able to help you from being frustrated, but will definitely be able to make you see reasons why you shouldn't be frustrated and that there's more to life, and also to see opportunities where you've not been seeing it. We can join later, right? Even if you won't be getting it. Oh, sure, you can join later, even if you won't be. Yeah, you will, but you might not be getting this discount on daily basis. So I'm getting it. I know how much I've learned watching your videos. Good. Thank you, Okpeyemi Books. Do you write? Okay, so I'm going to be reading your comment. Okay. Ma, can I learn how to do YouTube commentary in the community? So this, I mean, yes, that will be coming into, because everything you want to do, we're going to build on it. So if we have people interested in this, it is the responsibility of I and my team to try to ensure that you become equipped. And that's why this price has to go up. It's a lot. Some speakers that will be coming will cost tons of money to bring them to come on board. I mean, all of these speakers cost me so much money and I didn't charge you people for it. Good. So all of these speakers will be coming and we're having classes on you weekly. So do the math. It's a lot of expense going into this production and all of this. Okay, I just joined. I really missed, please. Someone, I think someone can. Okay, so someone said, I just joined. I really missed. Please, can someone put me through about the community she's talking about? Okay, so it's, I think some people in the comments will do that. If you're also on the refined WhatsApp channel, you can click the link. You can click the link, and then when you click the link on the pinned comment, you can read the description there. You would get the summary of what you need. So I'm going to bring Michael up. I will wait for Elaine. So Michael can start his presentation. So he's going to walk you through what he's teaching you while we wait for Eileen instead of just wasting time. So Michael, Mr. Michael, I'm going to be bringing you on board now. So you're just going to, pick up your own topic.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Michael here again. In case you didn't know or you didn't get us the first time I spoke, you didn't get my full name. I am Michael Abraham Oluwafemi. That's MAO. MAO is my stage name, right? If you like that, just give me a thumbs up, right? I am a event host, or an event host rather. I am also a public speaker, a motivational speaker, and also a youth advocate, right? Whatever that means to you, right? I'm all those things. I'm everything. So that being said, right, I am a voice that lets people follow and rallies people up to do a certain thing, which is something of value, right? So I've spoken in several events. I've helped rally up people for a single cause and help them what push a single motive, which is something good and something great. Just think of somebody driving a lot of people to pursue a certain goal, which is for the betterment of them and the society around them. That's me, right? You can follow me on Instagram. That's MAO underscore Michael. I'm actually going to be giving free courses, right? One-on-one sessions, actually, not even courses. I'm going to be giving free one-on-one sessions to the first 10 people, right, that reach out to me on my Instagram. You follow me and reach out to me if you want to learn more on a personal level about public speaking, right? So, on to what we have today. I'm going to be putting my slide on the screen, right? I'm really excited to share this, right? Because it's a lot coming from someone like me. I'll tell you a brief story about my background, right? My slide isn't on screen yet. Stella, can you help me with my slide? Okay. While she does that, let me just give you a brief background. I am Michael Abraham, right? The first time I ever spoke on stage, I cannot really remember, but when I started speaking, right, vividly, and I started knowing that this was public speaking, right, was about almost 10 years ago. Yeah. But I didn't really count it as anything big because it was impromptu. They needed someone to rally people up. And I just said, you know what, you come. Right? So I came and I did something, right? And here's what I want you to get away from this or take away from this message. By the time I was done speaking, the minds of people were transformed, right? I had people coming back to me and asking, how do I start this particular topic you spoke on, right? It was on entrepreneurship, right? It was on building a business, starting from wherever you are, building on value. And they were even teenagers. I had them come to me, and I would have you know that some of those teenagers are still in business till today. That was when I knew, oh, this is value, right? Public speaking is not just yet another skill you learn for learning's sake. Public speaking can actually define your influence. Public speaking can actually define whether you are at the top of the food chain in your career or you're just yet another person. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Public Speaking 101. If you're excited to be here, you're excited to have this session with me and watch me as I display the art of public speaking, please give me a thumbs up. I love thumbs up. If you if you would notice, I love thumbs up. My slide is still not on screen. I would love to have it on screen, please. Thank you. So yes, and we're going to be speaking and we're going to be directing our torch focusing on a particular area in public speaking, right? Public speaking is very wide, very, very wide. We cannot go through it all today, right? And like I said, if you join Yatsa, yes, about Yatsa again, you will get to hear way more from the likes of me, right? You'll get to hear more from the likes of me and people that have gone way ahead of me, right? So I'm just going to touch what I can touch. Even in this slide, we're not going to be able to exhaust it, but I'm going to try my best. So, public speaking 101, building an influential voice, right? Before we get started, I want people to comment. I will be an influence. Just put in the comment section. I will be an influence. I will be an influence, right? Building an influential voice. Now the question is, what comes to mind when it comes to building an influential voice? When you hear building an influential voice, what comes to mind? As the word implies, influential means you have influence on people, right? You can't say you're influential without adding the variable of people there, right? So if you say you're influential, that means there must be something you're doing, right? There must be some way you must communicate whatever is going on inside you into some other people, which is the public, right? In order to rally them up to support a certain cause, be it a general cause or be it your own cause, right? Now to the basics. To the basics. Let me scroll to the slide. I'm so okay, good. Communication is more than just talking. Thank you very much. Communication is more than just talking, right? Verbal communication, non-verbal communication. These are there are aspects of communication. These are types of communication. But I would have you know that communication is not a one-way stream, like we all know. What is communication there, right? Communication is an art of what? Sharing and ruminating on ideas. And communication comes to play when there are two or more people involved, right? You can't stay on your own and then just close your eyes and then just say a bunch of I see you're communicating. No, there has to be more than one person involved. Not to waste our time on the basics, right? Communication, there are different kinds of communication, right? There's verbal communication, there's non-verbal communication, right? And then of course active listening and other forms of communication. Not to bore us with those basics, let's go now to what is public speaking, right? This public speaking we're talking about. I would have you know, right, that over 70% of influential people have good communication skills, right? AKA, over 70% of influential people are good public speakers, right? This is the reason why you should be conscious and be intentional about being a good public speaker, right? I'm not just here to just say some fancy words in a fancy way, in such a way to make you feel like, oh, this is yet another fancy thing I should learn to make myself feel good. Yeah, I went to a show, or I went to a teaching session with Stella Abiodun, and they taught me how to do public speaking. They taught me how to communicate. No, public speaking is actually vital for your career well-being. It's vital for your influence as a person. Now, if you let me be sure I'm speaking to the right audience. If you are sure you want to be an influential person, please give me a wave of hand, right? Just give me any emoji. Because if you don't want to be influential, I might as well just stop this session. I'll just say, Stella, these are not the right people, right? I need to see your. Yeah, I want to be influential. Yeah, I can see that. I like. Yeah, good, good, good. We all want to be influential, and that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here. So, what is public speaking? Public speaking is the art and the skill of communicating ideas, information, opinions, or emotions to an audience in a clear, intentional, and impactful way. That is a lot of lingo, right? But let me tell you, let me break it down to the most minute detail. Public speaking is putting what is in your mind, right? Communicating it and pouring it upon the minds of other people. However you do that is your business. Do you understand? There is a way you will speak and say a bunch of words, maybe 1,000 words, and then a lot of people will not even understand what you're saying. And one person who knows the idea of public speaking, who knows this public speaking properly, will come and say one sentence. Everybody will clap, and at the end of the day, they will register for whatever he wants them to register for. Right? Public speaking is not a bunch of, it's not the ability to just rap a bunch of words, right? I know I can be a fast talker. I'm so sorry for that. If I'm in the zone, I can be really fast, but I'm going to try to slow down, right? What was I saying? Public speaking is not just about you talking, right? It's not simply going to public and saying whatever you want to say. As some people will say, public speaking is speaking in public. No, there can be 5 people or 4 people, right? And the way you would handle them, this person will know, yeah, this person knows the art of public speaking. Are you with me? Please give me a thumbs up if you're with me, right? So the next slide, right? Public speaking is more than what speaking to an audience. It's the ability to communicate, influence, lead, and create opportunities. Period. Right? AKA, there are some few things I would like you to jot down, right? Because I'm not one of those people who like to just say a bunch of words and at the end of the day, you go home feeling great. No, I want you to, at the end of the day, be able to try some of those things, have a little template you can use to guide you in actually being a better person in whatever I've talked about. So therefore, number one thing you have to think of when you think of public speaking is what are they going to hear, right? What are they going to hear? How are they going to hear it? Right? And that, as we move further, you will discover that it has a lot to do with the audience that you are talking to. What I'm saying is, what are they going to hear? If I can speak Yoruba, right? I'm a Yoruba guy, right? There's Oluwafemi in my name. Yoruba will say, Pele Lako Olabu, right? Imagine if you are speaking for a politician and you're trying to make the politician feel good, and then you go and then say something very touchy to that audience, right? And then all of a sudden start to frown. You have just messed up when it comes to public speaking. At the end of the day, whatever you say from there, right? They might not hear you properly. You said what was right, but they didn't hear you properly, right? AKA, public speaking is not just speaking the right language in the right order. The aim of public speaking is to bring an idea or an intuition or a call to action to a group of people. Are you with me, please? Please give me a thumbs up if you're with me, right? Yeah. So moving on. Why do people fear public speaking? Now that we have all seen how good public speaking is, how great public speaking can be, and how it can make us influential, public speaking done the right way will put you, if you have the opportunity to speak to like 1,000 people, all of them can easily donate to your cause. If you do it the right way, if you rally them up the right way, right? But if it's done the wrong way, those 3,000 people can end up hating you and even ruining your name. Looking at you on the road and saying, that's the guy that said this and that. It's such a this and that person. I don't want to use any harsh word on camera, right? Public speaking done the right way it's like a boost, right? It's like a very great enhancer. So long story short, right? In order to take much of our time, like I said, this slide is very, very long. The slide is so long. It's filled with a lot of value, and I would be able to only go through this slide in subsequent sessions we'll be taking in the Yatsa community. Yes, I'm going to be one of the speakers. You understand? Yeah. And what we're going to be doing when it comes to public speaking, as it is given to me step by step of the way, I'm going to be guiding you through the process of being able to talk in front of people and at the end of the day, have them follow your course. Not just speak in a way that they'll say, wow, you know how to speak. At the end of the day, they don't do anything. You just wasted your time, right? You don't want to speak in such a way that you waste both the person's time and waste your time as well, right? So that being said, right, why do people fear public speaking? Number one, uncertainty, right? We all know public speaking will make you influential. Everybody wants to be influential, like I've seen with your emojis on this call, right? With your emojis on this meeting, on the comment section, right? But why do you fear it? Number one, uncertainty. And this comes from not doing something enough, right? The fear of the unknown caused by what? Avoidance, right? You've not been in a situation where you pushed yourself and had to speak in public before. Then how do you know if you can actually speak in public, right? A lot of people, and I know a lot of people here, right? When it comes to speaking in public, they will tell you, no, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. If you are one of those people, I want you to give me a wave of hands, right, in the comment section. Don't be shy. Don't worry. You will be flawed, right? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I mean, there's a first time for everything. But yeah, statistics shows that over 70% of people will not even bother to try speaking in public, not because they cannot, but because they don't even know if they cannot or not, right? And so therefore, they'll just rather stay there in the unknown. And to me, that's not good enough. How would you have the potential to speak like the likes of Barack Obama, right? And other great men, and it's just sitting there because you never even tried, right? Number two, negative reinforcement. One of the reasons why people fear public speaking, right? Again, you can see how I'm taking it layer by layer. We know what public speaking is already at the core of it. Now we're trying to see and get out the way what is going to actually hinder people from actually going through this public speaking. What is going to hinder people from harnessing their potential to speak in public, right? Before I go further, let me remind you of this, that not everybody would be able to speak the same way. Not everybody. Nobody can, not everybody can speak like me. I'm one of those people, so far I know the topic, just put me in front of the camera, I'm going to start to rap, right? Not everybody will be able to speak like me, but you have your method. And the more you actually dig root into that method, the more you dig into that core and then bring it out, bring out the virtue in it, and then let them see the excellence in that core, that is public speaking for you, right? Moving forward, negative reinforcement, to reiterate over that. When that's maybe when there was one thing, let me paint a scenario, right? This can only be done in a scenario, that's the best way I can do justice to this. Now imagine, right? I don't know how unique it was to you. Maybe your first time speaking in public was maybe in a wedding ceremony, right? And then maybe you were one of the bridesmaids. Imagine, or you're one of the groomsmen, right? And then you had already dressed up, and then there was this other person in the other party you were hiding. That, oh my god, you know how youths are dressed in weddings? They are dressed, everybody's just looking fine. I've been there. It was as if I should pick one of the bridesmaids and marry her together. That the emotions, the hormones are just there now, and they ask you to say something about the bride or the groom, and then you now run into a situation where maybe your tongue got caught, and everybody laughs. And everybody laughs. Wahala. Right? If you've been in any of such situations, don't you like, yeah, I can relate to that scenario. Yeah, thank you. Everybody laughs. So that scenario will be here in your mind, following you everywhere. Now, when they tell you, come and speak, you no. Public speaking is not my thing. It's not my thing, not because you've not put your mind to it, not because you've not actually tried and then seen that no, this is not my thing, but because of that one scenario which came unannounced. You don't have to judge yourself based on that one scenario, right? Those are one of the situations that makes people think what public speaking is not for them, that makes them fear public speaking. Moving on. The misunderstanding, right? Yeah, I don't think I can speak in public, right? Which means I have never truly tried, so I don't know how well I can do it, right? Start small. Now, put it in the comment section. Say start small. Thank you very much. See, I would love for everyone to jot all those bullet points down, because when it comes to public speaking, it's more like a moving train, right? Hardly would you go and learn public speaking by just coming and then reading a bunch of courses and then all of a sudden you come out becoming a person. No, you start. And how do you start? You start small. If you want to speak in an office, or you want to speak in a conference, or wherever it may be, you want to speak of about maybe 1,000 people, bring 5 of your friends together, practice whatever you want to say to 1,000 people first. Right? Do that. Let them laugh. If they laugh, it's your friends that are laughing. You go and correct whatever. If you try and your first time public speaking is is in front of 1,000 people, when you have not really tested yourself, I am telling you, you might not want to go back to public speaking again forever. Right? Start small. So moving forward, I know my time is becoming fast spent. Like I said, if you give me the mic, I'm going to speak forever. Stella Abiodun knows this. So I know she's gonna give me some caution when it's time, when I should wrap up, because I would really like to give you as much value
I,
as
I
possible.
think that's what I was trying to do by showing up a bit. I was trying to let you know we're spending so
There's
much
so
time
much
on this.
value.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
okay, I'm gonna round up now.
all right, all right.
Yeah, like I was saying, I'm never gonna exhaust even up to half of it. Look at this. Look at this. There's a bunch. It's one. We are number 6 out of 25 pages. I literally poured down my heart into this. Right. I poured down my heart into this. Right. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna assure you that you're gonna like start speaking like me and don't start. No, but I'm gonna tell you that when I'm done going through the process of public speaking, you're done going through my teachings, you will begin to speak more like you in a more confident ways. Now, let's move forward, right? Let's move forward. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. For the meantime, right? What fares? Okay, 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 okay. Now, our identity affects communication. Our identity affects communication. So I'm going to quickly go. I think I've already gone very far. But does identity affect communication? Yeah. Identity affects let's first of all start with identity. What is identity, right? Identity is how you view yourself. Identity is how you see yourself. Identity is how you view your capabilities per time. Identity is how, when you think of yourself, what are the things you think you are capable of doing, and what are the things you think that I can never do this, right? Now, the way you understand and define who you are, right? The beliefs you have and what you can from is your identity, right? Now, how identity affects your public speaking, right? It affects different ways, right? It affects you in different ways. And number one ways it affects you, it affects you on how you present yourself, right? Your composure, your presentation. If you do not believe you are capable and you are worth speaking to an audience of 1,000 people, right? If you're not what if deep down you think, oh, these people, I'm not worth speaking to them, you will eventually speak like you're not worth speaking to them, right? If there's anything you don't take from, if you don't take anything from this, take this from that, from all I've been saying so far, right? So you're going to kind of, what Stella, this is boiling down to what Stella said initially. What is going on in the inside? What's going on in your mind? How do you see yourself, right? She was telling you something like, come with your various skills. Even if you're a student, come to the association, right? Come to the community. They will start from where you are. We're not going to tell you, no, drop whatever you are doing and then come and do this. No, 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 no. We're going to tell you, what are you good at? And then build up from there. Mind you, your identity, right, does not really bank on the kind of career. You can be a shoemaker and be the most confident shoemaker in the world, right? You can be an instrumentalist and be so confident that kings are gonna call you. Okay, how many of you know when the United States called Nathaniel Bassey to play the trumpet? Yes. So that being said, right? I go to the closing of this session, and like I said earlier, I'm looking forward to seeing you in Yat Yatsa. Yeah, Yatsa. I'm still getting used to it. It's an Hebrew word, so it's not an English word. So learn to speak well, because your voice can determine how far your value goes. Again, I am your tutor on public speaking. I'm Michael Abraham Oluwafemi, MAO. Follow me on Instagram for free sessions. That's MAO underscore Michael. Thanks for having me. Thank you. God bless.
All right, all right. Thank you, Michael. So I think I don't want to take loads of your time. So let's just bring Eileen on stage, and she'll just, for those of you that have been thinking about navigating your corporate life, the career aspect of it, how do I get job? You've been following from one remote worker influencer to another. This is not an influencer. They are the one that are doing the operating. They work with the big firms, getting them, staff and whatever it is that they need. So this is the best person I could bring in for you, and I hope you all will learn a lot. So let's bring Elaine on stage. and we're supposed to round off by 8. So just still stick around a little bit. This is going to help you.
Okay, hi everybody. Can you hear me? I want to confirm I can be heard.
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay. So, hi, my name is Helen. I am an international talent acquisition specialist. I want to first apologize for the earlier technical issues. So, I am a talent acquisition specialist. Basically, what I do is what we do is we work hand in hand with HRs to determine candidates that deserve the job. So, basically, when you apply to job boards, when you apply for jobs, when you get interviews, that's all us. We do that. We ensure you're qualified technically, physically, mentally for the job. So I did not name this conversation I'm about to have with you interview tips. I did not name it career guide. I simply just named it the opportunity formula. Why? Because I believe either you are a graduate, a student, a creator, everyone is constantly looking for opportunities, right? Now, I divided this into three places or three parts to start with. Firstly, I called the first one value. Secondly, visibility, and the third one is trust. Right now, this is going to take over. I'm going to tell you around how to. I'm going to divide this into what I call firstly professional career professionals. What career professionals? The graduates out of school looking for jobs, actively looking for career, applying to jobs, and then there are the independent career individuals also. Who are those? The ones that are freelancers. You are looking for clients, but you're not looking to work with an organization full term. So we're going to cover how you get clients, how you get visibility, how to go about it. Yes, that's what we're going to cover. Although I do not think we're going to have the time because we might not have the time. So maybe the ones who are going to be in Star 2.0 would be lucky enough to have all of it. Now, firstly is value. Before I go to value, I want to say that I disagree with a lot of motivational speakers who would say things like follow your purpose. Now, yes, follow your purpose, but it's not always the case. What do I mean? If your purpose or what you love doing is collecting beautiful stones, you're not going to make money out of collecting beautiful stones, right? How do you build an active career? There are just two things to know how you build an active career. Firstly, what you can do versus what the market is saying. I usually see what the market trend is saying, what the labor market is saying, right? I can do this, but does the market trend need it? Okay, I create needle, right, for a living. Creating needle for a living, is this something that is constantly needed in the career? Is this something that people need, organizations need every single time they are constantly looking for? If not, you have to rethink. So career equals your value plus market trend equals career, right? Now, back to what I was saying. Once you've analyzed that, right, you know that you cannot really go with your purpose and all, you have to mix it together. Now, value, what you can do, visibility. Now you can do this. Visibility is me 3 days ago wanting to open a bank account, right? And this particular account I want to open is the business account, and I really did not have anybody for this account, and I don't like going to the bank. So I took my phone and then I went on TikTok and I just clicked opening, let me say GT, and I said open GT business online, right? When I did that, I saw different people came up and I saw this girl, very young girl. And so I entered her profile and then I saw tons of videos about her talking about how to open a business account, how she can help you with it. Now, value is our knowing how to open an account and working in a bank. Visibility is our now creating a career journal. Now, that career journal was what gave me the trust that, oh, you know what, I can trust this person to be able to do this thing for me. So when you have a skill, when you can do something, but you don't have, now, this is not about likes, this is not about followers, because I think that she had like 2 likes, 3 likes, but they were like career journals. I had seen an history, like I've seen a history of what she can do, right? That's what we call visibility. Now, trust is me now saying, okay, I can trust this person because she has a lot of things. Let me give her the job. And I contacted her and I got it done, right? Value, visibility, and trust. Now, how do you actually position? Now, there's a career ladder. Let me put this. There's a career ladder, and I'm going to start with the graduates, right? A lot of reason why I want to show you a job board here. I want to show you a job board. Yeah. So just give me a minute to do this. Okay. So I want you to look at this. This is one of my job board, right? We work with a lot of job boards, right? This is just one. I don't know if you can see it very well. You're going to see that for this particular job, we have 630 candidates that have applied for this job, right? If you can see my job board very well, I don't know if that works perfectly. You're going to see that 630 people applied for this. Now, we have least 630 candidates for just one job. What makes you stand out? What makes your CV stand out from the 630 candidates? This is just one job board, mind you. We use other job boards across. And you're sitting, you're asking yourself, okay, I'm applying for a job, I'm not getting, you're crying about it, but you're not really asking yourself the actual question you should be asking yourself, which is among the 630, what will make Daniel, why will my CV stand out? Why will my portfolio stand out? I don't really have enough time, so I'm just going to dive into it. Firstly, you keep telling us in your CV what your responsibility is rather than what your achievement is. Now, when I open a lot of the CV, I can't for confidentiality purpose. I can't really because there are names and people's details there. When I open, you're going to see job responsibilities. What do I mean by job responsibilities? Job designs, right? Now, that is something that ChatGPT gives us. We put it there and tell you, oh, this is what we're looking for. And you're not giving it back to us. Oh, what is an example of this? You're applying for the role of a sales representative, right? What you did in your previous jobs, you're putting things like converted leads, make outbound calls daily. That's a responsibility. That's a general responsibility. And we're going to pass it. I know I'm going to pass it because you are telling me what I know you should do. How should your CV look like in that aspect? You're going to tell me, okay, yes, you make outbound calls. How many outbound calls do you make? Do you get what I mean? Now you're telling me, make 50 outbound calls daily. I'm already like, okay. Now you've dragged my attention. I want to know. You tell me, convert, 400 leads in 2 months into actual paying customers. You tell me you surpassed your targets 5 times that year, or you surpassed your targets 5 times during the first quarter of the year. Now I'm actually seeing that, okay, we're actually like, okay, this is someone that we could see, because I'm not going to lie, these are 630 individuals for one job, right? When you sum up all the job boards, you're getting about 1,000 per role, just one role. When I see that, this is how we go. Next. It's not rude, it's not anything, but we have what we call time to fill. Time to fill. We don't have time. There are times there's a second you cannot spend, more than a second you can't spend on a specific CV. So when we're doing something like that, like next, and I see something like, oh, makes 100 outbound calls, you've gotten me. The way you make videos on TikTok and then you see you have a catchy hook, that's how your CV should also have a catchy hook. Are we sinking? Exactly. That's how you should have a catchy hook. Now, that being said, you do that. Now, I want to say something. Your career has to have a pattern, right? A pattern is very necessary. I can't even overly emphasize on that. If I open about 70% of these people you are seeing, what are you seeing? 2022 to 2023, you worked as a customer. Okay, let me start backwards, right? Let's see, 2019 to 2020, you were a customer service representative. 2020 to 2021, you decided to go into HR. 2021 to 2020, let me just say 2024, you decided to go into the creative industry. Now in 2026, you are now applying for an accountant. Okay, because you did accounting, let me say for 1 year, you know how to apply for accounting again. You're not going to get the job because you have to have a career pattern. And that's why you have to ask yourself before going into any career this question: why am I choosing this career? It's very important. I can't really overly emphasize on it. Why are you choosing this? Are you choosing this career because your parents wanted you to, or because it's pressure, or is it trend? You saw someone doing it and you sat and said, you know what, I can do this also. Is that why? This is where I'm asking you this. Bringing it, let's even forget about how to get the job. When you get the job, what makes you stay in the job is your attitude towards work. Now, a lot of people have a low attitude towards work because the morale is not there. The zeal is not here. HRs will try, do, employee performance management, do a lot of team bonding, employee engagement. But when you don't love something, that job you keep being laid off, or you keep leaving a job, you should ask yourself, why am I actually leaving? Because chances may be you are not really happy. You are just doing it to make money, right? You are doing it because you need the money. You're not doing it because you love doing it. It's important you love doing something, because I'm gonna use myself as an example. I haven't slept in like 1 week, exaggerating, but like I usually sleep like, let me say 11. By 2 a.m. I'm up. I'm working. And I'm working to daybreak. I love working. I can't, when I talk about my work, you know that this girl loves what she does. Now, because I love what I do, pressure can hardly get on me, even if I'm working in an organization, because it's something I love doing. I love giving people opportunities. I love reaching out to you. It's just amazing. So when you are doing something you do not love, there's a problem. So back to the career like transition state. Transition is good. It's good to transition, but have pick is some of you. Let me say I'm a recruiter now. Now let me. I'm even the best person to say this. I'm a recruiter, and I know the industries that pay the most. I will tell you, if you come and meet me and say, Helen, what industry should I go to? I will tell you the industry that will make you your first million ASAP, because I know that. Now, because I know this industry, I could have easily said, God, I mean, these people are making money. There's money in PR, right? PR executive. There's money in this. There's money in certain creatives. I think I want to change my career part because I know there's money. That's what a lot of you do. You are chasing money. You are not chasing the career. You are chasing, I want to make money. So when you hear now, you're currently a customer service, and you hear somebody that say, oh, I work in this company, we're into procurement, and we pay this. Sure, I can help you get it. Because the money pays, let me say, 500 more higher than what you're currently doing, or 300,000 more higher, you leave what you are doing, you go there. Now, you don't love that thing. The money is what attracted you. So you easily get frustrated. You easily get annoyed. So it's better you do not go for a career than you go for a career that you will be laid off on because you're not performing well. That is career disgrace, baby. So don't do that. Now, back to what I'm saying, right? Or back to what I'm going to say again. What did I just say? Ignore that. Ignore that. Now that has been said, right? We've said that. We've said, okay, don't do this. This is your transition. Now, please, can we talk about your what's it called? Your cover letters, your AI generated cover letters. I cannot overly emphasize on that. It's okay for you to want to use ChatGPT to write your cover letter, but can you please personalize it? Like, the way sometimes TAS make fun of like your CV is crazy, because what do you mean you went to ChatGPT? You said, give me a cover letter. Not all job requires cover letter. In fact, I don't really need your cover letter, honestly. Sometimes I just walk in when candidate want to apply. Although it does help candidates to get like the job, because there are certain things you say, I'm like, But then you went to ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave you a cover letter. ChatGPT tells you, this place puts the job. Instead of you to put the job, you leave everything. In fact, that thing can even ruin your career for life, because forever, if I see your application anywhere, I know you're not a serious person. Because what do you mean you couldn't take 2 seconds out to just edit what ChatGPT gave to you before you like apply it on a job? So yeah, there's also the cover issue, the cover letter issue. Please try to personalize it to yourself. Now I'm going to talk about professional toolkits, right? I'm going to talk about independent professionals toolkit, and I'm going to talk about career professional toolkits. What is your toolkit as a career professional? LinkedIn. LinkedIn, yes, LinkedIn. What do I mean by LinkedIn? Personally, I had an issue with my LinkedIn, and I just started working towards my LinkedIn March this year. My like after we were able to solve the problems, I was able to fix it and start working my LinkedIn March. I started working on my LinkedIn March. I think I'm over about 600 connections now, and then I've gotten so many jobs on LinkedIn. Build a LinkedIn career for yourself. I want you to write it down that once you finish here, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna open a LinkedIn. Now, a lot of people will say, "Oh, I will tell people, oh, I get a lot of gigs from LinkedIn," and they'll say, "LinkedIn, am I not on? Is it not the same LinkedIn I'm on?" One, it's not the same LinkedIn we're on. I mean, it is, but what I'm doing is different from what you're doing. You open a LinkedIn, the first thing you want to do is get a professional headshots. You don't need to go into any studio. You can get ChatGPT to do that for you. Just snap a headshot, put it, say, make this into a professional prompt, make this into a professional picture of me. Put it. That's the first thing you need to do. Second thing, your bio should carry what you do. And this is how but don't tell them, don't say something, oh, video editor, I'm a video editor, I help blah, 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 or I am a recruiter, I work with companies, blah, blah, blah. Say something, be creative with how you position yourself out there. Let me tell you what I mean. Please, can everyone take your phone, right? And then I want you to type your name on Google. I want you to type your name on Google. Yes, I want you to actually do that. Google is nothing big. Having your name on Google is not so big like people think. Everybody can have their name on Google and have their names on and should have their names on Google. Now, this is me clicking Abiodun. This is me clicking Helen. All right, I just went with, let me see, I just went with Helen Volashade, basically my full name. And now this is what it says about me. Helen Folashide is a Nigerian career strategist, recruitment expert, and published author. Yeah, I'm actually an author. Based in Lagos, she specializes in full circle talent acquisition, human resource, and international recruitment, alongside creating motivational content and writing books such as Trapped Generation. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know how this got here. For us to be honest, I don't know how this got here. Like, I remember my friend calling me and she was like, you're cool on like Google. Like, I love what I saw. I'm like, what did you see? And I went there. I never tried, like, I don't know. Why is this now? My LinkedIn connects to my Instagram, connects to my TikTok, connects to all my social. Now I call it this, I don't call this social media. I call them my career journals. Now, first thing, you have to make sure you have the same name on everything you're doing. The same name and middle name on your, I learned this out, I think like 20 or 1920 thereabout. Have a particular name you use, because if on LinkedIn I am Helen Folashade, on Instagram I'm just Helen Vicky, on TikTok I'm Helen Balogun or something, I'm not going to get that much. Google won't be able to draw that much information about me, right? Because you have different names. But because I have one standard name you're going to find everywhere, one middle name, one surname, and one name, it was easier for Google to gather everything it has about me. Went to my LinkedIn. Now, what's on my LinkedIn? This part of this is on my LinkedIn. If you go to my Instagram, my bio also communicates what I do, right? So your social apps should communicate what you do. Now, that is why that brings me back to seeing your LinkedIn profile, right? I'm trying to, oh my God, I'm out of time. I cannot cover no, this is a lot to cover. Damn. Okay. Now, your LinkedIn, don't say things like I'm a customer service representative. Say something like, over the past 4 years, I have worked with different industry. I've worked with industries around oil and gas, banking, automobile, creative entertainment, and produced the best customer service. I'm saying this because I work with professionals, right? So I want to go to my LinkedIn. Okay, that's by the way, I'll come back there. I'll go to my LinkedIn. I'm going to show you how I started getting clients from LinkedIn, right? Now, once that is done, you've positioned it. You, of course, put places you've worked. If you don't want to put it, that's okay. Now, you have to start posting the things you do, creating a career journal, which will build trust for people to want to work with you. What do I mean by that? Now, today, if you're a data analyst, you're working, just carry your phone and then snap what you're doing. Go on LinkedIn, post it, say something like, today I had a very difficult time working with Power BI or SQL. It was annoying, not really annoying, don't say that, but like, it was this, that, and at the end of the day, this, that. Tell me, what do you think, SQL or Power BI, which gave you more difficult time to work with? Post one. 2 days after, something else, maybe you are going for an interview. Don't put interview, because if you want to get clients, you have to position yourself as an independent person, right? Even if you're working with people, you have to separate yourself to a point with the company you're working for. So anything you're doing, basically, if you're a creative writer or a content writer, when you write something, just have a little bit of it, update it. Now, you've made me as if I was a big, like a CEO or something. I'm gonna go and I'm searching for something. Let me give this girl a try. There's a journal, a career journal there that you've built that creates trust for us to want to reach out to you. Now, pausing here first, I want to go to independent professionals, right? Let's say you are independent professionals. I gauge them under. Oh, my time is up. My time is up.
Yes,
My time is up. My
yes.
time is up. Oh shit! I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't know. This is like, I've not really said anything. Basically, I have like a full slide, but I will tell you this. This is just a tip of the iceberg from Yatstar, because There's a lot more to go, a lot more, trust me. And I'm sure that 2.0s are going to enjoy it. I'm going to be telling you, you should not miss it, because I'm going to have more time. I'm going to be telling you how to get clients. There are tools you use to get clients, how you can build a professional website at the comfort of your room. You don't have to pay that 150,000. I know you are making excuses that, oh, I don't have money, I don't have this. There are a lot of tools you can use. Yes, you just get prompts from ChatGPT, you get it done perfectly. You are not spending 5 naira. Yes, I tell you that I've done it, and I'm going to show you samples of the one I did with it and the one I did when I paid. I'm going to tell you how to get, how to make use of your LinkedIn, how to get key people in an organization you want to work with. What do I mean by key people in an organization you want to work with? Hi, Stella, I'm going to round this up. Just give me a minute. In the sense, when you want to communicate your service, who are the key people you are to target in an organization, and how do you get them? If you, I'm a recruiter now. If I see, for instance, Money Point is hiring, because I know the tools to use, I know which I'm going to communicate with you in 2.0. I can tell you I would go there, but who am I looking for? Of course, I am into recruitment. I cannot go and start looking to speak with the customer service head, or I'm going to be looking for the HR or the direct founder. So I'm going to teach you how to get the key people you need. If you're into entertainment, of course, you're going to be going with maybe the digital strategist, or I'm going to go round about all of this, but I do not have time. So I'm just going to stop here, because I see it on the dots, you guys. My hands are up. Stella, you can take control, but yeah, that's all we're gonna say, and you're gonna really have fun, because I really didn't see anything. Love you guys.
All right,
Bye.
all right, Ellen. Thank you so so much for that. So if you
I
want to see
can't
more
hear
of
you,
Ellen,
Stella.
you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you all hear me? Just to be sure. Can you? Let's see. Um, Please give her more time. I'm trying to be fast. I can see. I feel like you four don't have much time. I don't know, but you came to round up for us. Be this. I don't know what you're saying. But sorry, can you all hear me clearly, just to be sure? Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you very much. So thank you so much, Ellen. And for those of you that are into the corporate world, if you're part of the Yata community, you are going to be seeing more of Ellen. More like you're going to be seeing Ellen more on a month. Sorry, more on a weekly basis. Yes. So if you know you are part of the corporate world, you're going to be seeing Ellen, you're going to be seeing more corporate figures and recruiters coming on board. They're going to be helping you put your CV together. Yes, I'm going to be paying people to help some of you in the corporate space put your CV in place in a way that when you submit it on this site, recruiters will easily find you worthy or qualified to shortlist for most companies or companies in general. Do you understand? So next, the last speaker, Mr. Israel, is coming back. And for those of you that you're finance, you're thinking money, your thought is just money. Mr. Israel is coming on board right now. When I tell you Yata is going to be packed, I'm not lying. So Mr. Israel is coming on board now. And yeah.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. I want to believe that most of you know me already, but if you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Israel Onodare. I'm a relationship coach and a family counselor, and I also do finance coach. So for this session, I'll be taking you on another important journey. I know most of you have been watching every speaker talking about different things. They talk about relationship, about life, about jobs, about public speaking. But if you are doing all of this and you don't have money, you see, it can be very frustrating. Now, I'll be taking you through a very important journey, which is how can you make money? How can you manage money? And most importantly, how can you multiply that money you've made? And I will start with a personal journey. And this is my story. So please pay attention. About 10 years ago, I was working in the bank. And some of you would think maybe it's a big bank, maybe I'm a manager or something. No, I was just an errand boy at the bank. But I had a plan. And the plan was I'm going to resign after 4 years, then build my business. But I knew I needed to do some things. So in my time at the bank, I was taking loan consistently, not to give to my girlfriend at that point, or maybe to give to somebody, but to buy equipment to finance my studio. So while I was working in the bank, I was constantly taking loans to actually buy equipment so that I can resign when it is time. And exactly 4 years, I was already planning to resign all of that. I got a promotion at the bank. You see, that can be very tricky because my salary got tripled. And when it got tripled, everybody was happy for me. Wow, finally you got promoted. You became a customer service from ordinary office assistant. But then I remembered my vision that no, this is the time for me to actually go build that business. So after 2 months after the promotion, I resigned. And thank God I took that step, because that step changed the course of my life entirely. Because after that time, then it was still Buhari time. I didn't even know Tinubu was coming to come and show us Pepe. So when I resigned, to my surprise, in the first year, I made 10 years salary. Salary I could have earned in 10 years at the bank, I made it in 1 year when I started my business. And that is why I think it's important for me to talk about how to make money, how to manage money, and how to multiply that money. Because I did those things in those 4 years. And that is why I'm here today. So I want to also tell you, in fact, how many of us are making money here? Let me even ask. How many of us are making money? Because I've been seeing some people saying, oh, I don't have money to pay for this community. Can you extend this one? Can you extend that one? How many of us are making money here? I want to read from you guys. How many of us are actually making money? Because it is so important. Because income is different from financial responsibility. And that's one thing you need to take seriously. Some person can earn 1 million in a month, and at the end of the month, you realize that you are in debt. And some people, the moment they start making money, and this is one mistake that a lot of people make, and I want you to pay attention. If you're a young person, especially from the age of 20 to like 40, as I've said, there is no time that is too old to start making money. If you're not making money right now, that is okay. And that is why we created this community. It is okay. You can start anytime. And you can start making money anytime, start managing money anytime, and start multiplying your money anytime. So don't let anybody say, oh, you're already 30, you're already 35, and it is the end. The owner of KFC, the founder of KFC, started his kitchen at the age of 57. I want to believe that none of us is 57 here. So which means that there is still hope for you. So income is different from financial responsibility. And what do I mean? You can be making 1 million a month, but if you're not careful, at the end of the month, you'll be in debt. In fact, how many of us think that we are making enough money, and somehow at the end of the month, you find out that you are still borrowing money from your colleagues, from your workers? How many of us are in this situation? Because tonight is going to change that forever. So your income is different from your financial responsibility. And how you manage money will determine how far you can multiply it. So it is so important for you to build financial awareness. Somebody type financial awareness. How much do you currently make? How much do you currently save? Very important. How much do you owe? What do you own? Now you see that owe is different from own. It means that what are you investing in? All right. And are you spending money on your needs, or you are spending money to create an image? And I think that one is very, very important, because you can be making so much money. In fact, let me share you a personal story. While I was still working in a bank, I love using that particular timeline because a lot of interesting things happened there, and you will learn a lot from it tonight. When I was still working in the bank, there was a month that I was shooting content for people. I've been shooting content for like 10 years ago. I was shooting content for people and all of that. Now, and I made so much money that month. Very, very, very special month. And when I made so much money for the first time, you know what I did? I'm the last born of 7. I started sending money to my siblings. Oh, you need money? Take. You need money for this? Take. After I sent money to everybody, I became sad. And I was thinking about the weight. I had about 500,000 naira. 500,000 10 years ago. You know that by now it should be like 3 million naira or 4 million. I said, I gave everybody the money, and I became sad. And I stumbled across a quote that says, when you are building your house, don't give away your building material. You know, when you are giving people, you're always happy. Okay, you're emotional. Oh, very touching story. You give this one your money, you give this one your this one. At the end of the day, you become broke. And nobody really cares when you're broke. In fact, they will ask you, where did you pick it? Is it not 5,000 naira you give me? And meanwhile, like 20 people ask for 5,000 naira. So in the course of the process, you spent like 1 million. Do you understand? So I gave everything out and I became sad. And that is when it dawned on me that no matter how touching their story is, don't let it touch your accounts. Somebody thought, don't let it touch your accounts. Because this is very important to learn. Okay? So income is not wealth. It is very important for you to know. When you start getting a raise, don't forget, I said in the bank, I was taking loans. And what was I doing with the loan? I was buying equipment. I was buying things that could multiply my money for me. And that is where a lot of people, get it wrong. You make money, the first thing you want to do is to get a new apartment. You want to get a 3-bedroom flat. And now, August don't reach. It's almost September. Rent is due. You cannot sleep again. So when you make your first money is not to buy Benz. In fact, your first million is not to buy land. See, as I've said, you are going to learn a lot in the community because I'll be there sometimes. Your first million, some people say go and buy land. Your first millions is to focus on cash flow. Somebody type cash flow. And if you don't know that, I'm going to tell you. Cash flow, it means that something that keeps giving you money. So it is important to understand the difference between income and what? Wealth. Okay. And again, I will also say something. Build financial stability instead of financial appearance. And that is the thing. If you ask an average Nigerian person, for people, in fact, an average African, if I give you 100 million, what will you do with it? I'll first buy Benz. In fact, how many of us think the first thing we first buy with money is Benz? It's just a natural thing. I must show them that I've arrived. I'll first buy Rolex. I'll first buy iPhone 17 Pro Max. Maybe 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes. In fact, 3 terabytes is available. I want to show them that nobody can do what I can do. Some of us have wasted money in trying to look rich. And it's so annoying because you are buying things you are spending money you don't have to impress people that doesn't like you. And that is why you'll not be able to build wealth. So as you make money, your focus should be multiplying that money. And I'm not talking about putting it in MMM. I have a lot of experience, Jesus. In 2016, I did MMM. I suffered because all my salary went there. So when I'm telling you things, I'm telling you from experience. Okay? I'm telling you from experience. So your first money is not to invest in Ponzi scheme, things that will give you. In fact, any investment that promise you more than 25% yearly is already a scam. Please write that down. Some people will come right now. Oh, don't worry. If you give me money, I'm going to farming. I'm going to this one. It's a lie. Because think about it. They will pay their staff. All right? They will pay for logistics. They will pay for operations. They will pay for so many things. So how do they arrive at 50%? And that is why a lot of people lose money, because I know that I'm talking not just to young people here. There are people that are already making money here, millions. And these are the lessons I learned back then. All right? These are what? Lessons I learned. So it is so important for you to understand that when you make your money, in fact, I always tell people one thing. See, the protection of your capital is important than increase in profits. And let me explain to you. I would prefer to put my money in piggy vests, maybe bamboo, all this particular platform that doesn't give you crazy investments, than lose the money. Because when you lose the money, you don't even have anything to fall back to. So as a young person, these are the things that you need to work on. All right? These are the things you need to pay attention to. And again, another thing I want to tell you today is to increase your capacity. Somebody type capacity. Increase your capacity. In fact, there was a time about 34 years ago, I was doing videography. I used to direct movies for people, for some of you that knew me. In fact, I did comedy before. Nothing that I never do for this life. I did comedy. Oh my God. I directed movies. I did music videos. And I was very good at it. But there was something that came to my realization in 2022 before I started content creation. For most of you that know me, yeah. Before I started content creation, on Instagram and all of that, and TikTok and all that, before I blew up on all those platforms, I realized that the Naira was crashing. So which means that if I keep making Naira, no matter how much I make, if I keep making all my money in Naira, no matter how much I make, I will be below inflation. Do you understand? So which means that I can be making 1 million naira last year, and this year I'm making 3 million naira, but I can't afford things I could afford last year. You see, that is why financial literacy is very important. And that is why being in a cycle where people are, innovating, especially this YASA community. So when I say, I was watching some people saying, oh, the money is too much and all of that. I said, if it is me, if it is me, then I'm going to share my experience with you and guide you to not losing money. I'm going to charge nothing less than 500,000 for that thing. When I click on the link, because I think she pinned it, I click on the link and I went there and I saw 16,000 something. I was like, what? Why are you giving this for free? Because for me, 16,000 naira is more like free work. Because she will be guiding you, they will be doing this and all of that. So if your opportunity to be here, please go grab that opportunity right now. Do you understand? Because you have to increase your capacity. You can be making more money this year and you are happy that you're making more money, but compare your purchasing power last year. In 2022, 2 million naira can buy a car, can buy a Camry. The same Camry is sold for 8 million naira this year. Just 4 years difference. So it means that if your income does not 4x, if it's not, if you're not making times 4, okay, let me explain better for layman people. If you're not making times 4 of the money you were making in 2022, you're already broke. In fact, you are broker. So it is so important for you to increase your capacity. And I said something earlier. I said your first 1 million is not to buy land. Some of you will ask, advice, financial advice from your dad. Oh, dad, I just made my own. What do you think I should buy? Go and buy land in the village. They might be right according to their own time. But this period, you need cash flow to actually survive. So what should you do? Use that your first money. Invest back in that thing that is giving you money. Don't run to go and buy land. Oh, stock is raining. And that is why you can't be jumping from one place to another. All right? Oh, stock is raining. Oh, they say this stock is going far. Go and put money there. And that is why a lot of people lose a lot of money over time. Invest back in that business that is giving you money first. Because in fact, some people, you started making money, boom. The next thing, you go buy land in the village, you are building a house. In the house that you will never leave. How many of us are in this situation? How many of us are in this situation? You made money, the next thing, your father, because go and preserve that money. And that is why you see that most of our fathers, after a while, they went broke. Why? Because they were not investing back in that thing. They were not increasing their earning capacity. And what happens? Time ran against them. They might be making the same money, but everything is going up. There's inflation. Dollar rate is going up. And what happens? You become broke. Before, you used to eat with turkey. After Tinubu enter, you start eating fish. Maybe very soon, if you enter second time, maybe not crayfish, you're not going to chop. So it is so important for you to increase your earning capacity. All right? And again, increasing your earning capacity does not necessarily mean you leave your job immediately. I mentioned my job in the beginning, but there's something that you might not be paying attention to. I was actively working by the side. I was building that side also. I was learning things. I was part of a community. I think that community currently is about maybe 750K, 750,000 naira monthly. So to tell you that I'm here, I'm also part of a community. So that's why I got angry when I saw the price. I was like, this price. But she said, oh, these are young people. I said, okay, no problem. Young people. I'm also a part of a community that I pay 1.5 million naira a month. So for you to know, because I'm constantly increasing my capacity. I tell people one thing, I've never had a better previous year. Let me explain what that means. It means that this year is already better than my last year. I've made the money I made last year as of June. The whole money I made throughout last year, I made it already in June this year. So which means that I have 2x my earning. So I'm against inflation. So if you want to earn in dollars, in fact, you should not just be earning in naira. I've said again. If you're still earning only in naira, probably the only income is your job. You are not doing bad yet. But what will be bad for you is after this session, you are still earning naira. You should be able to earn in dollars, in pounds, in euros. In fact, in Kuwait. Do you understand? Right now, across up to like 56 countries are paying me. In fact, most of my clients are not Nigerian based. They are not Nigerians in Nigeria because I know the situation of this country. So that means that you have to be in a cycle that help you expand your horizon. Because the more you see, the more you'll be giving to. And that's what God even told Abraham. So your environment influences you. And that's why you have to be conscious. All right? Don't go around with friends that the moment they make money, the only thing they talk about is women. Some girls, the moment they make money is wig. I'm not saying you should not buy wig because wig sellers must shop. All right? But you must make sure you increase your capacity. Are we learning something? If you're learning something, shout power in the comment section. All right? Start power in the second. I want to see power flowing. Somebody say, come on. Yes, now. If you're not increasing your income, what will happen is if you're eating turkey before, in fact, I think mama is very expensive. You know, best care is what you'll be eating. So it is so important. Please increase your capacity. I think my time is very, very far spent. Let me just do the last one before I go. Okay. So after increasing your capacity, most important one, which I said, is protecting your money. Somebody type protecting your money. I want to see that in comment section. Protect your money. See, the safety of your capital is more important than unrealized profits. You know, I use the word unrealized profits. It means that profit you think you realize. There was one platform that came out one time, CBEX. There was one time MMM, I was a victim. In fact, I took loan to put in MMM. Ah, God. Back in 2016 or 2015. My eyes saw shaggy. And that was when I realized that protecting your income is very important. Protecting what you've made is important. And again, I would advise you, please be stingy. It is okay to help people. Givers never lack. It's only to the wise giver. In fact, givers can become beggar if you are not careful. So as a young person, as I've said, learn how to make money. Learn how to save money. And most importantly, learn how to multiply money. And most importantly, learn how to protect what you've made. Because that is how you can build genuine wealth. Are we learning something? So be stingy. You see me? I am stingy. And I'm very proud of it. Because, oh, that boy is a nice boy. He's a generous boy. You'll be broke, and no one is coming for you. All right? So your next move right now is to be in an environment. Be in an environment that encourage you to manage your money properly. In fact, because some of you will make money. After joining this community, you will make a lot of money. Because one of the things that shifts my mentality at that point is the fact that I came into a room of people that are making so much money. I had a guy making $1 million. Now imagine sitting across a guy that makes $1 million a year. Do you think you ever think of $1 million as big money? At that point, I started saying, okay, I think this is time for me to start making 10 million monthly, 20 million monthly. And we did it. Do you understand? So you have to be in that circle whereby your mind begin to explore further. So it is so important to be in that environment. I don't even want to convince you again. At this point, I can say if you like, join. If you like, don't join. But then, be part of the cycle. It changes everything for you. And from there, you see your financial life going. I believe most of us have seen that video. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I also want you to drop whatever you've learned in this particular session. I know Stella will be coming on board very soon, or whoever that is rounding up. Okay. Drop whatever you've learned. Let me know what you've learned in this session. And my name is Israel Onodare. I'm a relationship coach and a family counselor. And that is my name on any platform. So you can reach out. And most importantly, I want to see you in that community. It is very, very important. In fact, if you paid, I want you to comment paid in this comment section. I want to read. Comment paid. And if you're trying to pay, probably you have failure, please comment it because I want it to grow. I was broke a few years ago, but trust me, I'm not broke now again. And I can never be broke again because I'm in a room of people that are making bastard money. So you have to be in that space too. And then you have to dream enough to actually have to achieve that. All right? Thank you so much, everybody. Somebody said, I learned to be stingy. But don't be stingy not to join the community. Okay? I had payment failure. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Please, the team should be responding to them right now. If you have an issue with the link, I think an account number will be sent to the chat very soon so that you can pay directly. I think they will add it to it. Don't worry, you will see me there. And I also mentor you personally. So don't worry about that. Okay? So this is your chance to actually see that. If you I saw 16,000 people are still complaining. Do you know how much I charge for 1 hour? Do you understand? So it is very, very important. Okay, beautiful. Somebody said increase your capacity. I learned that if you get money, focus on cash flow that will give you more money. Beautiful. Uguru, beautiful. Okay, team, Sarah is telling that you should send the account details. Beautiful. Please paste the account details immediately. How much in Uganda? Once you click on the link, the link will do the conversion for you, so you have no problem. That's a funny link. Okay. Yes, Joshua, yes. He said, I will be waiting to see you there. Don't worry, I'll be there for you. And I will personally guide you. You see, there are a lot of stories I've not told you yet. So you experience a lot. Okay? Mr. Israel like money. I love money. See, there is no nobility in poverty. There is no respect in poverty. Because if you are broke, even you, in fact, the Bible says that a poor man is hated in his own neighborhood. Do you understand that? So which means that God does not want you to be poor. When I say poor in spirit, it doesn't mean poor in finance. Do you understand? It means that you are patient. It means that you are resilient. It means that you are weak in spirit, not weak in finance, because even gospel need money to progress. Okay, beautiful. 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 Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this session. I believe I will see you guys in the community. I love you so much. My name is Israel Onodare, and thank you for having me, even though you people didn't pay offering. God bless.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Israel Onodari. And to every one of you that have joined so far, thank you all very much. And I've seen so many of you asking that you have questions. So the speakers are still very much here. Yeah, okay, yeah, Ellen is also here for those of you in the corporate world. So I'm going to give you all just 2 minutes because it's quite late. Just 2 minutes to drop your questions, and hopefully just drop your question and then write the name of the speaker you're directing your question to so I can help you bring them on board to answer it just for 2 minutes. So drop your questions. Mr. Israel, somebody said you should help pay for, is it for him or for us to join the community? Guys, let's invest in your growth. That's the problem we have as Nigerians, as Africans. We don't understand investment in your growth. You need to be willing. It's not, see, if you can't, don't even let somebody give you the money to pay. You are not going to value it. You, by the time you have to take your money to pay to join a community, you're going to, you're always going to be there and you're going to value every moment. When I tell you you have a task, you're going to keep to it. Okay, let's see. Somebody say, Miss Stella. Oh, God, your questions are much. Let me try scrolling up. Somebody said, okay, sorry. Okay, my other phone, I'm on live on TikTok, so I can't see. Okay, so let me just try scrolling up to your questions. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to scroll. Okay. Sir, please answer my question. Is it that when we get money, we shouldn't get basic things or needs? Mr. Israel, Okay, somebody has a question for you. So I don't know if you don't mind. I would like to bring you on stage. Is that fine? All right. All right. So, Mr. Israel, someone was asking you that, sir, please answer my question. Is it that when we get money, we shouldn't get basic things we need?
Okay, I didn't say you shouldn't get basic things because, of course, your need is different from your wants, and that is one thing that you need to pay attention to. Your need is something that you need to survive. Your want is something that you desire for. Okay, you need a phone. You don't need an iPhone 17 Pro Max. That's the difference. You need a house. You don't need to live in three-bedroom flat if you are earning less than 5 million naira a month. Do you understand? So yes, you can get basic things, but you must recognize your need instead of just your wants. I hope you understand. I hope I, I hope I've answered you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Israel. Thank you very much for answering that question. All right, so the next question here, let's see, I don't want to miss out on any. Um, okay, someone asked and said, Miss Stella, please, how can I gain my confidence? So, one thing I always say to people is when it comes to building your confidence, it depends on you as an individual. You see, the truth is, some of you lack of confidence, it is much more foundational. And that's why most time I always encourage having one-on-one session with me, because that way I can easily understand where it is coming from and then tell you what to do, because I there's something I always say, it's not always a one fit for all kind of situation. So if I tell you now that, okay, to build your confidence you need to do this and do that, and it might not work for you. And also most times when we talk about people having confidence, it varies. For somebody, their own lack of confidence is that they can't walk into a room with tons of people and be able to speak. For some people, they can't even speak to one person. Do you understand? So most times I prefer to know you as a person, understand you as a person, then I can easily give you solution and also walk you through it. That is why I always encourage one-on-one sessions with me. Or now we've already done what we've launched the Yatsan community. So you can always be a part of the Yatsan community and become a Yatsan. And that way I would always be there to walk you through. So yeah, so moving on to the next question. Then somebody says, sorry guys, sorry. Oopsie. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Somebody, Mr. Israel, somebody has a question for you again. Oh. I'm so sorry. But somebody is asking you, please, and Mr. Israel Nodari, is Piggyverse a scam? Let me bring you on stage. All right. So he's asking, he said, is Piggyverse a scam?
Okay, I never said Piggyverse is a scam because I use them. So I said don't invest in platforms that give you above 25% yearly. If anybody promises you 50%, just run because it is practically impossible. Even people that do crypto, they will tell you that you might likely lose your money. So anything that gives, I think Piggyverse give about 12% on your savings, so which is pretty achievable. All right, because they loan at maybe 21% or something, so they can easily give you 12%. Do you understand? So the difference is that they now pay their staff and all those operation with maybe 8% or 9% that they make from the loan. Do you understand? So Piggyverse is amazing. I've seen a lot of people saying that. So they are amazing. I think they've been solid for years now, and I've been using them. So it's not a scam. Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Israel. But I think I'll leave you on stage because it's like there are so many questions just coming in for you. But don't worry, I'll So somebody is asking what's Mr. Israel's handle? Just his exact name. Mr. Israel Onodari, yeah?
Yeah, Israel Onodari.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Just the
Israel
same
Onodari.
way it is spelled on the screen.
Okay, so that's it, guys. So you can go and follow him. I brought you people a celebrity. I'm not smart. I'm trying for you people to grow. You better grow. It's not easy for me. All right. So somebody else is asking. Let's see. I want to chat with Miss Stella privately or through email, please. All right. So you can always click the link in my bio to sorry. You can always click the link in my bio to book a one-on-one session with me, and then we can get to talk. So that's also fine. Moving on. Somebody say, okay, I asked this question earlier for Miss Ellen. How should my LinkedIn bio be as a student who is about to learn a skill? So, all right, I would like to bring Miss Ellen on stage. Miss Ellen, are you available for us, please? All right, so I think she's available. All right, so Miss Ellen, someone is asking. She said, "How should my LinkedIn bio be as a student who is about to learn a skill?"
Okay, so firstly, that's a good thing. You know the skill you want to learn, right? So now you put it there on your LinkedIn. It should be aspiring let me say, aspiring web designer, right? That's what will be there. Future plan is to like build one of the blah 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 website in the world, put it there. Now that doesn't stop there because you're not yet into web designing. What you now start doing, you start looking for pictures and things that tailor to that skill you want to learn. Then you start posting it. Now this even helps you get internship, well, or get you, if you already have all of that on your LinkedIn, for instance. What do I mean? You position yourself that aspiring this, that you have your corporate picture there and everything, and then you are constantly posting about that thing. Now maybe you meet, I'm trying to look for one of the big web designers in, let me just use Nigeria to be shorter, in Nigeria, and you easily go and say, "Oh, hi, sir. I want to know, is there an opening?" Because LinkedIn gives you the chance to be able to network with the bigger people you see. It's just some might respond, some might not. And then when you say, "Oh, please, you are seeking to learn this trade also," they've gone through your profile. They're like, "Oh, this is someone we think we want to bring on board. This is someone we want to educate because this person has the talent." So it's even easier to get free internship on any skill you want to learn. Do you get what I mean? So yes, that is how it should be. So you're constantly going to be making posts about that thing you want to build in.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Ellen. All right, so somebody else is saying, okay, hold on. Okay, someone said I'm finding it difficult to pay for the 1 month subscription. I don't think there should be a problem. Probably your network. But then, if you are having any difficulties with subscribing, please just send me a DM explaining that you're having issues, and then I'll text you our number so they can walk you through the process. Once it is 12 a.m., that price on the site is going to go back to the regular. So it's just, we are launching with just two people on this particular live today. So once it's 12 a.m., prices goes up. So please take advantage of this. 16,500 for quarterly sub, and then 7,500 for monthly. Click the link in my bio and register. If you're having any difficulties, send me a DM and I'll send you our customer service number. And then moving on. Okay, somebody was also saying, okay. So to Miss Ellen again, someone is she's asking, how can I improve in the remote job community? I just want to be better.
So you want to improve in the remote job community. What type of remote job? Regardless, though, I would usually advise, in terms of remote, I would advise two, which is Upwork and LinkedIn. Also, so how you improve is basically still the same pattern you're going to take. In fact, it's basically the same pattern you are going to take. Literally, to just shorten it, because I'm looking at the time. It's literally the same with remote or on site. In fact, you get more access with remote working, because remote working are usually maybe tech, or even I work remotely also, but you get more chance to get more opportunities if you're working remotely, unlike if it's full time. So remotely, it gets people to act, to easily want to work with you. So you're positioning yourself as a remote worker on Upwork. The only thing about Upwork is the old bidding. You have to bid, you have to pay. So if that is not an option for you, you don't have the money to pay to get yourself that freelance that's remote image you want to have, still work the same way. It doesn't matter. See, the approaches I'm naming has nothing to do. I work remotely. I've been a remote worker, I've been a full-time, I've been an on-site. So it's not tailored to one particular one. Then also you can join remote communities on LinkedIn, communities that tailor to what you're looking for. So if I am looking for a remote, let me say, graphic designer, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on LinkedIn and I'm going to click the remote graphic designers community. So I'm going to see a lot of you there. Then I know who I want to work with. So join those communities. It's part of what I also wanted to talk about, but I didn't really have the time to. Communities to join on LinkedIn and all of those career apps. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Ellen. Okay. So some people have been asking what's the meaning of Yasta. And so I'm going to say this. Yatsa is, I know you're thinking maybe it's a name that I just brought together. So Yatsa, you can look up the meaning. It's an Hebrew word. It's a Hebrew word. It actually means molders and shapers, because that's what you people are going to be. Or that's what every Yatsa is going to be. When people mention Yatsa globally, they know that those are the people that are shaping the world in whatever field you belong in. So you can actually read more about it in your free time. It took us months to finally come up with this thing. We had gone in circles, trust me. Anyways, so let's see. Someone said, "Can I transfer directly?" I think you should check the site. There are options, different payment options. Miss Ellen, How do I set up my LinkedIn account as someone without experience in the field? So you see all of these questions you have, some of you questions, everything cannot be answered today. We've spent over 2 hours. It's been 2 hours, 30 minutes. I think 38 minutes. So we are going to have to come to the end of today's class. But for those of you that have subscribed to be a part of the YATSA community, you can be rest assured we're going to be having sessions like this weekly. I mean, the timetable and the planning and the outings is going to be communicated. If you're in that community, trust me, you want for real. So, anyways, we're going to be communicating all of this on the platform. But for your questions, they can't answer everything. They will be answering it, weekly. We're going to be walking them through. There are days that is going to be for setting up your LinkedIn profile for people that are interested in the corporate world. There are days that is for writing your content plan for a week for those interested in content creation. It's all field growth. We understand interests are different in YATSA. So we're not forcing everybody to go through one direction. We're trying to ensure that we can build everybody based off their interest or passion. Is that fine? So thank you all so much for making it to today's live session. And I am so sorry so many people did not get the link to join. We actually thought that we were able to send the mail to everybody. We are just finding out that it actually did not go through to so many people. So I would love to apologize for that. But thank you all so much for making it to today's live session. It really shows that you want to grow. And because of that, I'm going to leave the link still maybe until tomorrow morning. Yeah. By tomorrow 12 p.m., I think we'll let it go back to the price. The offer is going to end. So for those of you that cannot do it this night, or you're having issues, some of you are saying the payment is not going through, you have until tomorrow afternoon. My team will still walk you through. If you send me a DM on Instagram or TikTok, I would also be walking you through. Thank you all so much for showing up. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to have to do another edition because so many people could not benefit from this particular offer. So see you all very soon. For those of you that are on the Yatta community, see you all like tomorrow. Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining and have a beautiful, beautiful night.